Welcome back. I told you we wouldn't be that long. I want to thank Mark from Texas Performance Motorcycles for sponsoring this and every podcast that we put out. You guys need to check out Mark down there in Cedar Park, Texas. You can follow him on Instagram at Texas Performance MC, as well as his website, which is the same with .com on the end. He's known for his high performance engine builds and high performance, once again, just motorcycles that he puts on the road for all of us to, as customers or riders, to enjoy or whatever. Sorry, I've been drinking. It's been a little bit of fun podcast we had today. So yeah, check him out. That's my dude. You're gonna see him at the camp out. He's got quite a few of the bikes from this podcast, from you guys that listen to this podcast down there. So I want to thank you guys for reaching out to some of our sponsors and you know, showing support to them, because they support me, and so it's just a big circle of support. It's like a circle of support. Thought I was gonna go somewhere else with that, didn't you? Anyway, man, I just had a good time with HellBent Crew. They came up here from Houston to just, you know, talk about some of the things coming up, like Texas Hill Show and a little bit about their brand and their operation down there in Houston. I'm a fan. I think they're doing some really cool shit, man, and I'm glad that they use this podcast to kind of talk about it. So really excited for you guys to hear that. But first, I want you guys to also hear about my boy John Jessup at Dream Rides. You know, he does in-house dyno tuning and bike sales, full service and builds. John's the man. He's got the sickest FXRs on deck in his shop. You got to follow him. Check him out. Dream Rides John on Instagram. Also go check out their website, teamdreamrides.com, which he should have an online store set up for you to go buy some really cool stuff that you're going to want for your bike. And the good thing about John and all this stuff he's doing on this podcast is you can use Fast Life at checkout and get 10% off. That's a really hefty discount for a lot of shit you know you're going to want. So check him out. Dream Rides John, my dude, up there in Stockton, California. I also want to thank Kevin over at Big Bear Performance. I should be getting my suspension in any day now. I'm trying to have it on the bike before we go to the camp out. I'm really looking forward to ripping those corners and seeing if it adds, or just I just want to feel it. I don't even know what to expect yet. I really don't, but I'm excited, man. I'm really am. Having guys like Steve Chamberlain and Mark, again, from Texas Performance, and I really wanted to try my best at keeping up with those dudes in the twisties, and we're looking forward. Like, me and Mark and Steve are going to be doing a podcast after the camp out to talk about the event, the riding, and everything. So we're going to hopefully have this suspension on the bike, and I'll be able to give you some really in-depth idea of how it felt going through these corners at that point in time. But in the meantime, you can always check out bigbearperformance.com if you want to see some of the Olin suspension and the other products that they sell, as well as you can call in at 909-478-7788. Talk to Kevin himself directly. Let him tell you why these products are so badass and how they're going to help keep your bike doing steady 100+ miles an hour. You know what I mean? Check him out. Kevin, he'll actually buy the shit back if you don't fucking feel like it works. So you can't really beat that deal. If you haven't yet, go check out the podcast we did with Kevin. It's a really great one, a very in-depth podcast about suspension, and he's got me nerded out on it. I'm ready to check it out myself and see where I can go with it. So you guys check him out, holler at him, let him know you heard about him through this podcast. I appreciate it. I also want to thank my dude Paint Huffer Metal Flake on Instagram. I think I've talked to you guys a little bit about the last couple of months. Brian's doing a lot of really great things for us, you know, custom painters and artists, or whatever you want to call us. He's given a lot of us our own line of like flakes and stuff. And right now they're about to release Tukey's flake. Travis Hess, he's a badass painter. You know, you can check it out. They're going to be launching a vintage square flake in a pale gold and a silver to mimic the old 1970s metal flake style. It's really, I'm really excited to see it. I want to check it out. It should give you that extra vintage for all you guys that you know, live that vintage life. You know what I mean? You'll be able to get your flake to match your era of style. Anyway, painthuffer.com if you want to check out those flakes and order some for yourself, or hand them to your painter. Let them know, hey, dude, I heard about this on the podcast, and this is the shit I'm using. Fuck all that other flake, man. This is Paint Huffer shit. You know, right? Can you tell when I've been drinking on these podcasts? I'm a little more, I don't know, brash. I don't know. Sorry. Anyway, man, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you new supporters on Patreon. You guys are kicking ass and helping us grow this thing. And I should be bringing quite a few podcasts to you this month, and this is one of the next ones I told you was coming. So if you don't mind, go check out our Patreon. You can go to our Fast Life Garage page, fastlifegarage.com, and you can see a link to the front page to go check it out and, help support stuff. But more importantly, I hope to see you guys at the camp out. It's going to be a good time. Friday, April 27th through Sunday, April 28th at Adam Sandoval's K River Campground in Moyers, Oklahoma. It's going to be a blast. He's got beer. He's selling beer now. He just fucking just made it even that much better. You run out, you go right over there to the little clubhouse and you buy some more. Talk about feeding an addiction, all right? Anyway, I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be a great time. Hope to meet a lot of you. Hope to make some more friends, man, because last time we made a lot, and I'm, excited to see you guys again, and as well as make some new ones. So hope to see you guys out. And like I said, this podcast is with HellBent Crew. They come up from Houston, and they're pretty cool dudes, man. It's the first time I really met one of the guys. The other guy's a really avid FXR fan, and he actually bought my old FXR motor from me. So it was good linking back up with him, and I'm going to quit talking now. So you guys enjoy this podcast. Thanks.
Hey, guys. You ready to let the dogs out?
Fast Life Podcast.
All right, we're here. We're doing it. What's up, guys?
Hello.
What's up? Yeah, we're super, totally live right now.
Oh,
also, hello, guys.
Yeah.
I'm here. It's been a while.
It's not live, but it's just on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I was about to say, make sure you don't run it live. That way you can edit shit I say.
So did you guys ride down or come down here from Houston today?
Yeah. So we drove in this morning. We running a little late. That's my fault. Mm-hmm. So I kind of overslept this morning, but we made it here on time.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that worked. Yeah, it's cool. I needed to get some shit done anyway. I was wanting to put all the motor stuff back together on that. I had a lot of shit powder coated, so I was like, man, I could do that today and then do a podcast. And then I got to start on this fucking huge bagger over here in the morning. Mm-hmm. So it works out awesome.
Oh, no, mine was just being stupid.
Yeah.
So because I got off shifts at 7 a.m. yesterday, and then probably got 2 hours of sleep, and then I'm pretty much going throughout the day, and I was supposed to take a nap. That didn't work out. And then pretty much, when people call you, and you're like, well, shit, I got to do this.
Yeah.
And I got to do that. Well, it ended up because Adolescents played last night at the Warehouse Live, so now I'm up till 1 in the fucking morning, and then didn't go to bed till 2 or 3. So I woke up, and then I was supposed to be at his house at 7. I got there at 10:30, so it worked out. But I mean, shit, we got here at 3:30, so it worked out just fine.
That's cool. Yeah, it works out because, like I said, I need to get some shit done. We got a close homie that went. He wrecked on Sunday, right?
Yeah, he wrecked Sunday. It was our friend Kyle.
He's been on the podcast a couple times, but he just got a brand new bagger, and he ended up rear-ending some sport bikes that were, sometimes sport bikes will do that shit on the highway where they're racing each other, so they just act like everything behind them doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And they just damn near stop on the highway to start at second gear or first gear. Mm-hmm. Well, they did that to him, and
Oh shit.
They were doing it, and he got over to get out of the way so he can just pass them, and then out of nowhere they jumped over in lane 2 and did it, and then he nailed the back of him. Yeah.
That fucking sucks.
Just got the fucking bike the weekend before Giddy Up, right?
Yeah.
After he wrecked his Dyna earlier this year. So
God damn, so he's not having a good riding year.
No, it's not going so well for him.
Yeah, I guess it happens. And this was in Dallas?
Yeah, North Dallas area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because riding in Houston is a totally different story. Because, I came over from Arizona, and then I'd never been in, 10 years, no fucking accident. Come to Houston, I've been in 7 accidents since I moved here.
Dude,
and I've been here for 4 fucking years.
If you're going straight down 35, once you start getting, 45, once you start getting into Houston, it gets kind of complicated. The highways are you want to go west, but you got to be in the middle lane and shit, I think is in one of them.
Yeah.
It's just kind of weird. I guess because I'm not from there, so I'm just passing through all the time, and it's just kind of complicated.
Yeah.
No, shit. One of the piggies didn't come back to the market because of one of my accidents that were in Houston. Damn. So, yeah, I lost if you can see it, I guess podcast, I'll try and explain it. There's scar tissue past the second knuckle. And you can see it there.
It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it's fucking gross. And I ended up losing that finger. And the story goes, a car pulled out in front of me, and pretty much went down. I had a skinny ass, 1.25" front tire, and that caught the fucking reflector that was on the road because we went back and tried to CSI the shit to try and figure out what happened.
Yeah.
Because I was knocked unconscious, so I have no idea what the hell happened. Mm-hmm. So I think I caught that centerpiece, and then it just slammed the bike on the side, and then pretty much slammed my head on the ground. So I was out.
Damn.
And then I had no idea I lost my fucking finger because we were probably a block and a half away from my buddy's house. So I roll in there. Well, he picks my bike up, rolls it in the garage. I'm laying in the grass all fucked up because half my face is swollen and everything like that. And I have no idea what's going on. I walk back over to his house And then what he said, I don't remember any of this. So he said I was walking inside the house, went to go take a piss, and he said I was just standing in front of the fucking toilet staring at my fucking hand. So I guess that's when I realized I was missing a finger. And then he followed a trail of blood all the way from like his driveway all the way to the fucking bathroom and then found me missing it. And then now we had to fucking call 911 because he was loaded, so he can't take me to the hospital or anything. Yeah. So I think I was 27 or 28 at the time. And how it got dispatched out was an 8-year-old on a fucking motorcycle, not a 28-year-old on a motorcycle.
So they came quick?
Yeah, like fucking an engine. So 2 engines came, like 3 police cars came. Like I was pretty fucking loaded too. And so I'm just sitting out here, like half my face is swollen, like it's blood everywhere. I'm missing half a finger.
Sitting there chugging some Listerine.
And then they all walk up and they're asking me all these fucking questions. And I'm like, I can't answer these. I have no idea what's going on. Yeah. So luckily, like, it got out because Rob's a fireman for HFD, and then I was working for Texas City Fire at the time. So it finally got out that we're both firemen. So like, because they were wanting me to fucking, they were thinking I was kind of drunk, but you know that went to the wayside. And then finally, it got pointed out. They're like, "Where's the fucking kid?" We're like, "We don't know what the hell you're talking about. There was no kid. I was solo on my bike." So the whole time they were thinking, like, there was fucking patrol cars on the street looking for some kid in a ditch, because that's how it got dispatched out to it. So, but luckily that all went to the wayside, and then luckily I went to the hospital. But they ended up taking me to the wrong fucking hospital too, because in Baytown they have San Jack, which is just like your basic emergency room. Well, I was jacked up. Like I had a severe concussion. Like I should have went to a trauma center and stuff like that. So, but I got transported to that and spent like 30 minutes there, and then they finally took me downtown to where I can get emergency surgery and stuff. Yeah. And they ended up patching my finger back together.
Kind of looks like a uncircumcised penis.
It does. Like, I was about to go there. So I don't have a fucking bone in the end of this thing, so it bends downward. So it does. It looks like a fucking little dick. So I fuck around with it. And then, so this happened like 5 years ago. So I was bullshitting with Eddie. And I'm like, man, because people always ask, because I grew this fucked up nail on the end of it. So I found out that, so you have stem cells like on the second knuckle. There's stem cells and they're dedicated specifically to growing a fingernail.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay. And since I had a little bit of the skin left, I grew this jacked up little bony looking fingernail on the end of it. So now I just sit there and fuck with people with it, so I sit and tap on stuff. And then they're like, what the hell is that? And then they'll look at my jacked up finger, and it's perfect. It works out great.
You gotta own it. I like the little the Harley tattoo
right
right
so
there.
I ended up tattooing a Harley Davidson symbol on it since I fucking lost my finger in a motorcycle accident, so it worked out perfect.
It works. So man, HellBent, like where did all this come from? What's the story?
Fuck, me and a couple buddies, shit, 3 years ago now, we're just bored in the garage, just wrenching on our own bikes and shit like that, and decided to, just looking around and shit like that, and decided, hell, let's start making t-shirts, start paying for some of this shit, because we were fucking going broke.
Yeah.
And then it just started from hitting up another buddy of mine who did screen printing, and then another buddy did graphic design, so we'd come up with these shitty, terrible drawings, and we'd send to him, and he'd actually make it look worth the shit.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, and then it just slowly started escalating and growing to where it's actually started paying for itself, and then running from there, and then once we were doing all that part-time, then it got to where we were able to devote more time into it, and then actually open up a brick and mortar thing down there in Houston to where we can start hosting events and having parties and shit like that, and just like try and bring something central for the culture down there to have some place to hang out that's not just some bullshit ass like men's boutique type thing where it's like just geared towards dudes that like ride their shit, fuck with their own shit.
Is that what it's more geared toward? Is
it like all the stuff that's in there. So like on the right side of the shop, it's all like riding gear and shit like that. There's helmets, shit like that, gloves and everything. And on the left side, it's a lot of fab parts and stuff like that, like bungs, raw materials and shit like that, geared towards dudes that are doing stuff in their garage and stuff like that. Opposed to having to order shit online, you can just come in here and buy it, and we've got it all in stock, and as well as a bunch of other stuff. And we're trying to get more towards like the Dyna guys now, just through Zombies influence and stuff like that, trying to gear towards all that. And
yeah,
so
it's like his influence, but he rides a fucking chopper.
Yeah.
So. He's like the most ass backwards dude I know.
Yeah, but
he's all in the Dyna scene with his chopper, but when he had his fucking Dyna, he was all in the chopper scene. So it's like,
yeah, he keeps talking about bringing this damn shovel lid up there and putting it in the shop so he's got something to ride so he can drive downtown, park his truck, and hop in there and grabbing cool guy around town.
Yeah,
and then
this
come
bike,
back.
I love that fucking bike.
Yeah, and I mean, this is in the paint job and everything. It's one of those things where you look at it, and it's like, man, I wish I would have thought about that shit. Yeah, because I would love to have something.
All
like
it needs
that on
is
the
a
job.
portrait of Trump on there, and everybody will be.
Oh man, that would make bikes great again, right there.
Dude, he's getting so much slack for that right now.
Yeah,
we were talking about it when we were waiting on you.
I mean, it's crazy how especially social media is giving opinions to everybody.
Yeah.
So and I guess that's how it's always been. We just switch the atmosphere to where you go to your favorite bar and then you have 10 or 15 people around a table and you're just talking shit the whole time. But now you have 10 or 15,000 people talking shit, and there's no consequences to the shit you're talking. So it's just everyone's just going crazy. Yeah. And especially with this Trump stuff, like I don't give a shit. What the hell are you gonna do? He's our president. You gonna change that? No.
Yeah.
So like, and your opinion doesn't matter either. Like it's the overall significance of people, what they think of themselves. And this may sound like an asshole thing to do, but I just take it as it's mainly from my job. Is that is a little bit jaded to me, but no one fucking matters. We got 80, 90 years on this earth, and I'm not gonna waste any time trying to push my opinion on somebody else.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
just don't push it on me, because then that's a whole different story. So
yeah, it's kind of it's frustrating because like you know, the Joe Rogan motto is like just don't respond to the shit, and that's what I haven't been doing. I haven't been. When someone says something, I'm just like I'll write something out. I'm like, all right, if I respond to this, even if it's a good one, and I fucking get him, like fuck yeah, I got that dude. He's gonna wait about an hour till he gets a good comeback, and it's just gonna keep going. And you know what I mean? It's like I guess the thing is that people think that you know, because it happened before, man. I posted something about, you know, I don't remember what it was about, but it went crazy real quick, and I just deleted it. I was like, I don't want anything to do with this shit. You know what I mean? And I don't remember what it was, but yeah, the concept though, man. It's sad, man. It's fucking stupid, man. You know what I mean? Like, dude, here's what sucks though, right? So I airbrushed it all in white. I didn't use any other color. So from an artistic standpoint, I'm like, fuck, man, this is dope. And then when I posted it and I was talking about I use it on white, I didn't realize that some people really think that he's a racist. And so that all white done is like some kind of like
keyword for you're racist too or some shit. Secretly, I'm Ku Klux Klan, bro.
Dude, hey, he's like 51% white, you know?
Yeah. So yesterday when I was airbrushing it, we were, Jesse was in here, we were working, and I'm airbrushing it. I got Godsmack, the first album playing on the radio.
Wow.
And then this old black dude on a fucking Goldwing comes in. Hey, I just want to see what you guys are doing. It's like
literally 10 minutes. He came in 10 minutes after I made a comment. I was like, dude, this is like probably the white trashest I've felt in a long time right now. He's like, yeah, man, we're really white trashing it up right now.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, some old fucking dude comes in here. I was like, oh shit.
He's like, oh, Trump, huh? I'm like, yep. And he goes, all right.
He's like, that's cool. It's cool.
It's one of those where you look at a
like walking out as he's talking about it. That's cool, man. All right.
See this one off. It means not welcome. No, it's just sad, man, because it's like most of them, like I got 2 half black kids. You know what I mean? Like I'm the last racist person in the world.
Yeah, it's like my concept of the whole thing.
That's a one up from basically I have black friends.
That is true. I mean that's a way up. That's a pretty solid response.
It's a lot more valid.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. See, with the whole like online thing, my method is I'll just go 10 times more outrageous. So it's just like they'll say, well, no, make America great again, and I'll be like, no, man, make Angola great again, like because we fucked that entire country up. So it's like, and then I'll just go on these rants, and then just to be complete, like they might not even make any sense, but it's just overall my own hilarity. It just
Well, like they were bitching at me saying that I shouldn't have used grab him by the pussy, and I like that shit is funny to me.
Yeah,
like. If Obama said it, it would have been even funnier. You know what I mean? It's like it's just the shit's funny to me. So it's like half the shit that's gone on in our election and all this shit is just been comical. You know what I mean? Like it's been comical watching everybody that with their opinions about everything, like the world's gonna change off of it and shit like that. It's just fucking Kanye West and all his shit. You know, support Trump and this that, and the other. That shit's funny to me. It's all fucking funny.
Like, you have to embrace it. I mean, the problem's always going to be there. People are going to be assholes about it. But you have to have a sense of humor. Because they're opening themselves up. And you're goddamn right, I'm going to take advantage of it. And I'm going to have a good time doing it. So, but at the end of the day, it's no hard feelings. I'm sure they probably have hard feelings towards me. But, I mean, that's just how it is. And as long as you're having a good time with it, then whatever.
It's supposed to be just fun, man. Mm-hmm. It's like, you know, I don't know. It's fucking gay that everybody's being gay.
Oh yeah, solid.
Probably
exactly.
You're probably in trouble for saying
conclusion,
that,
bro. Yeah.
Well, I didn't say fag.
It's gay for being gay.
Here we go.
I mean, like HellBent. He has a shirt that has Buffalo Bill doing a. What do you got?
Oh yeah, he's riding a fucking chopper with his dick tucked between his legs and arms open and shit like that. And it says, "Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me on the back." And
yeah.
That one got us fucking bounced from a show. We didn't know that it was put on by a youth group. And so we got I got an email like 3 days.
That's fucking
3 days before the show saying, "Hey man, heads up, this is hosted by the yada yada youth group, and while we'll still let y'all attend, we expect y'all to respect the values and everything that we have instilled here with the hosting, and so please refrain from any of your more offensive designs and everything like that, or if you'd like to just make a charitable donation, you could do that as well. And I just said, nah, dude, we're good. We'll just step back. I don't want to piss nobody off like that. And because there's like some high school youth group thing that was paying for their what the shit's that called when you fucking go help other people?
Charities?
No. Fucking like you go down some mission project.
Community
like
service.
It was to fund their mission shit to go down like Mexico or some shit. But yeah, that one's caught us in a bunch of shit. But it's like the #1 fucking seller because people want to buy something that says "fuck" on it and it's offensive.
Yeah.
All I remember from being a kid and all my friends that used to do all that church mission shit and church camps, it was just a fuck fest. All this finger banging and anything but penetration. I mean, anything but BUTT penetration. Like butt penetration.
Just go straight to it.
It was weird, man. 'Cause I had a close friend that was like in love with his chick, man. He just like in love with her, but super Christian, can't do anything, but did everything else. It's like, could you imagine being able to have everything else, but the one thing that you pretty much get tired of after a couple of years anyway? You know what I mean? With the same chick, at least.
Yeah, I mean, the church camps. So I mean, I'm from Southern Illinois. So like that's the fucking Bible Belt, and it's just that's all it was is kids going rampant to these fucking church camps. So
Dawson's Creek shit.
Hell no.
Yeah, like fucking Southern Illinois. It's like you're fucking meth and church camps.
Yeah, that's what we got a close friend. His name's Gary. You might have met him. He has a FXRT. He's a pretty cool dude.
Who's that Giddy Up?
Yeah, he's at Giddy Up.
Oh, then yeah.
He's like we call him. He's like this dude that looks like a cop all the time. Like he looks like a cop in a way that he's trying to be. He's not trying to be hip, but he's just kind of like in our scene. He's like, dude, are you a cop? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know what I mean?
You a narc, bro?
But he's always the one like doing drugs and shit. So he's pretty fucking cool, you know. But he's from Southern Illinois, and he was talking about how it's just super fucking. He left, and everybody else that stayed there is just methed out. And
fuck yeah! Like I was from this little ass town called West Frankfort, and it's one of those towns with 5,800 people. So, and it's like the thing to do in high school was drag Maine, and it's the dumbest shit ever. And so, because we were skateboarders, like, and that was back in the shit, like late 90s, early 2Ks, where Avril Lavigne didn't come out, so we weren't really that cool.
Yeah.
So, like, we were always catching shit from police and everything, and everybody else that was cool was hopping in their cars and going from, I guess, the high school parking lot to Sonic that was like 2 miles down the road. And they just do fucking circles for like 6 hours on a Friday night, and that's what you did in West Frankfort. But the crazy thing about this fucking town was, so our high school was poor as hell. So, like, we had to have open lunches because they couldn't afford a cafeteria.
Yeah.
So right next door was this furniture store called Swain's. And so they had, like, all these freezer, like, pretty much freeze-dried foods, like hamburgers and shit like that. So, like, half the high school would go over there and buy the shit. So, and that went on for years. And then when I came back to town, like, 6 or 7 years later, they were moved. And I found out they closed. And the reason that they closed was that motherfucking place got busted for cooking meth. Not once, but twice. Right next to the fucking high school. And you would think that if you busted them once for cooking meth, especially with half the high school students going there, you'd be like, hey, bro, you got to move. Like, you got to go somewhere else. No, it took a second time for them getting busted for meth to be like, hey, let's move. And they just moved them a quarter mile down the road. So, like, they're still on the same fucking Main Street, the same blue-ass building, but now it's just a quarter mile, so maybe the kids are, be less aimed to...
now they have to work for their meth.
Yeah.
Man, damn it.
That's fucking crazy.
America's bullshit.
Yeah, but that's Southern Illinois. Like, there was like 50-plus fucking churches in that town, and there's like 50 churches, 40 fucking bars, and then then you drag Maine all fucking day. So,
you from Texas?
Yeah,
Houston.
Yeah, I was born in Houston, grew up in Katy.
Okay, yeah.
So just outside west.
How was it going in the early 2000s when everybody looked like Paul Wall? Every white guy down there looked like Paul Wall.
No, yeah, everyone had the Southside fade. No, it was a good year. I remember at school, everybody was popping their trunks and shit on their fucking parents' cars and shit, stuff like that. That was kind of cool.
It was weird, like, cause being up here, it's like we didn't really have a music scene at all, like Houston did. And I'm 36, so I was in high school like 97 through 01, and No Limit got big, like No Limit Records and fucking Master P and all that shit. And then right whenever I was getting out of school was when like the Screwed and Chop shit started getting real popular.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't having it. It was just too, I was like, man, I don't get it. And then the phase after that, which was like Paul Wall and fucking Chameleonaire and all these people, like that shit was good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For me at least. I mean, not that I'm anybody in music, so.
Yeah.
I don't know, Jesse, what do you think?
Look at me, man.
I mean, you talk to any like everyone in Houston, like that whole entire scene with the Chopped and Screwed, like I'm not from. I can step away from it because I didn't grow up in Houston. But I mean, goddamn, like my friend Donnie, like she's one of those people. She's probably gonna get a full sleeve of like all Houston fucking rappers.
Yeah,
like the people are diehard as fuck.
I had a friend that was from Baytown, right? Mm-hmm. He grew up there, and his sister grew up there, and his sister was in my grade, but he was a lot younger. But I skated, and he skated, so we were cool, right? And he would always brag that, Mike Jones fucked my sister.
that's a shiny example of just like blind, just like fuck yeah, like that's how all the rap scene they don't give a shit what they can do.
What is it, like 1 degree of separation at that point? Like dude, Mike Jones is kind of like my brother-in-law. He fucked my sister.
And he'd probably be like, he can do it again. Like he wouldn't have any problem with that shit.
But that shit was funny. I was like, when I was a kid, I was like, all right, cool, man. Like it didn't matter to me one way or another, but skating with him all the time, and he would always say it every time he would come up that he was from Houston. It was like it was kind of like his cred for being from Houston. You know what I mean?
It's like he fucking hashtags that on all of his shit, like his eHarmony profile. That's his fucking first line.
So I'm kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Fucking Mike Jones, man.
Banging my sister.
Mm-hmm. It is kind of. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, but you mentioned skateboarding though, but that's one thing I've noticed, especially listening to a lot of your podcasts, is half the motorcycle scene is now all skateboarders. Especially like Eric Vaughn, me and him skate outside of his fucking shop.
Yeah.
But it's funny how skateboarding has evolved. Like, I guess it's from the youth of the passion of skateboarding to now half of us are the passion is switched over to motorcycles.
Yeah. So. It's really cool. It's really crazy, especially from the chopper scene, the vintage scene, how out in Cali, how the skateboard kind of transitioned into that. Mm-hmm. It's like the skateboarders transitioned into choppers, and the dirt bikes transitioned into dynos and shit like that.
And wheelies all day long.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's really cool seeing the culture kind of come, full force. But the skateboard thing, man, it was like when I was a kid, man, like 90s, it's hard to find a fucking quarter pipe or a fucking half pipe anywhere, just a little mini ramp to skate and stuff. And now it's like, I know like 10 dudes that have them in their backyard. I'm like, that's adulting the correct way. You know what I mean?
Fuck
like you can't say that I did not want to put a mini ramp in the shop. Not this one, but the big one we had.
The other one you talked about.
Yeah, I was always wanting to do it. And then when Danny did it at Dixon, I was like, fuck, man, he's doing it right.
Yeah.
I ate shit going down that one.
Yeah. I remember that.
Because he's got like a 4-footer, doesn't he? Or it's a pretty decent size.
It's pretty big size.
Yeah.
But he took it down. It's all shells now. They don't party over there anymore.
Well, I mean, shit. He's just getting huge.
Yeah, I don't even want to start talking about that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's how, especially up in the northern states, because like in once again, the small ass fucking town, like we didn't have anything. So all we had to do, we made our own fucking wax. We got paraffin wax and we called it poop wax. So we mixed fucking brown crayons and corn and then just make a wax out of it. But everything that we used, so you had to build your own skate spots. Cause we didn't have skate shops or anything. Our skate shop was bike shops because we just had a wall at a fucking bike shop. And so like we had to build everything we had to fucking do. And like was a bunch of drama too with it. Like you remember when Skate Stoppers came out? So
did all the rails and shit.
Yeah, that fucked our whole entire town, and it sucked because a lot of these kids, like skateboarding, saved us from a lot of shit. Because you got us coming like fucking meth, pills, like in a small ass town. What else you got to do?
Yeah.
And if we weren't skateboarding, like broken bones and shit like that, that's all you had to fucking do. It was so accessible. So it's like the town. We fought against it. We ended up winning. But so we fought against the town with that overall argument because we're basically saving all these kids from like meth or all these crazy fucking shit you can get into in the shitty ass town.
Yeah. And
eventually, like we went through the whole entire state ordinances and everything like that, and found this one little fine fucking print that had to deal with handicap accessibility. So you can't basically it read that you can't add any sort of obstruction to handicap accessible.
Yeah.
But that incorporates rails, ledges, everything that they can use for their own.
Or they could have just put a free park out there. It's a lot cheaper.
You would think. There's one now.
Yeah.
So but that didn't hit till 2004. Because
churches here used to do that shit. They would build a little half pipe and put a box out there and be like, "Hey, come to fucking Wednesday school."
That's how they got me. That's how they got me.
And then you can skate.
The only reason I was ever in church
ramp.
because I was over there skating on their fucking ramps, dude.
Yeah.
They were sitting there trying to talk
all
to me
over
about
the place.
Jesus.
There was 5 legit ramps here in DFW, and I want to say 3 or 4 of them were church affiliated, right? Mm-hmm. It was like, hey, if we just it's kind of like holding water over people from Africa that don't have.
Hey, say you believe in me,
it's
bro.
It's like chasing a fucking carrot,
Exactly.
And you have to spend 10 minutes to talk about the Lord, and then you go back and skate.
Yeah. Because I grew up playing basketball, and the same thing. Wednesday nights, it's fuck, man, I'm gonna go listen to this dude talk for a minute, and then we're gonna play basketball.
I remember that this church that I skated at, it was in Midlothian. and the pastor there had a fucking Playboy bunny tattoo on his neck while he was preaching, dude. I'm like, this is pretty hardcore.
Yeah, he's seen some things.
You know, he's really about this shit. You know, he's with it. You know.
Because ours, like, that's where we had our punk rock shows. So, like, it just managed to, like, one of the guys, his dad was a preacher. And then, so that's, for the punk rock scene in Southern Illinois, it was all fucking churches.
Dude, I genuinely believe that, like, 75% of people who are super religious are, like, recovering addicts or, like, just really generally fucked up people.
Oh, yeah. Like, they've lost something, they filled it with religion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's completely understandable.
So every time you go to church, it's like, you're just kind of looking at them, you know?
Everyone has their
just
things.
Trying to like figure out where they're coming from. You know?
Yeah, because like for me, when it comes to, I mean, this is we're going from Make America Great Again to religion. This is good. Everyone's gonna love this fucking podcast.
Politics and religion.
Yeah, we're gonna knock them all out
like
at once.
The nose.
Yeah,
because I definitely think it's necessary for anything. I mean, people need that void to fill. I mean, that's for like for most of us, it's motorcycles.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if it's you, it's you. I'm not judging at all. I'm just saying, like, that's my perspective. You know, I see a lot of that. A lot of people who are in churches and stuff like that, they do come from something like that. They do have, like, issues or things that they're trying to avoid or fill with something else, you know? So that's kind of why I've never felt like it was a thing for me.
For a long time, people had to find, you know, now with, I like, just the internet in general, like, you can connect and you can get YouTube videos and podcasts and all these different ways of being talked to or getting information about, you know, the hardships of growing up, which is basically what it is. And so before, it's like you had to go to something like a church where you had that community of people that, you know, talk about some of the shit that goes on and, you know, gave you kind of a little bit of perspective, when now you can get the perspective just by, you know, logging onto Facebook.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You know? You can kind of see what you look like, too, when you log onto Facebook.
I like, you know, dabbled in religious stuff when I was growing up, but nothing ever really caught my eye, you know, nothing made me like, well, this is it. This is for me. You
know?
I
was all in. I was all in high school, and then when all my friends were finger banging each other, you know,
you I need to take a step back.
I need to go to church camp.
Reassess what's going on here.
I was like, man, is this what it's about?
Yeah,
you know
because that's totally how I was, man. I was going to church just to checking the chicks out at church. That was my sole purpose to go there.
There's a bunch of different reasons, man. If you need it, you fucking, you know, then good for you, dude. If you're like that and it makes you a better person, 100%, I totally, you know, agree, and I'm there about it with you. But don't like put that shit on me. You know, I don't know. It's just like being gay, dude. If you're gay, be gay. Just don't be gay on me.
Yeah, just,
you know what I mean?
Then he draws the line there, man.
Swerve.
Like, no, not today.
Not interested in dick, dude.
Yeah. It's like that.
Come on.
I'm a fucking humanist, you know? I believe in the power of people. So, like, religion and stuff, I always make shitty one-liners and stuff because I don't believe in imaginary friends and all that stuff. And that just goes from the territory because I see a lot of fucked up shit all the time. So when that kind of skews your fucking, you know, your vision how the world works.
You do EMT?
Yeah, paramedic.
Right? Yeah.
So it worked for the greater Houston area. So I've been doing 911 for probably almost 7 years. So I can honestly say
I've seen some shit.
Oh yeah, I've seen like 98% of shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, to the point, it's really entertaining half the time because I mean, half of us have a couple screws loose. Right. So I mean, it worked out perfect for me because now I get to fuck around all the time and get paid for it.
Hell no, I couldn't do that. I'm too weak stomached for this shit like that, man.
Yeah.
I just told you, man. Like earlier, like I do not like seeing people getting fucked up. You know what I mean? For some reason.
Me either.
See, that's where I'm crazy because I'm just like, give me some multi-system traumas, like shit. Like last tour, it was
how fucked up can people get?
Oh, like really fucked up. And I mean, we call it making Kool-Aid sometimes. It's to where like, there's all kinds of shitty things that we say. So because like we had one dude, a motorcycle accident, but he was riding a street bike, so it's just like, oh, it sucks. But he ran into the back of a car and broke his humerus in half. So, I mean, we're packaging this guy up, and he's bleeding all over the place. So, I mean, that's where we start making Kool-Aid. So we're just shoving large bore IVs and just putting fluids down just to maintain blood pressure. But we say making Kool-Aid because that's what his blood looks like because it's so saturated with saline. It doesn't have the viscosity of the blood looks like fucking Kool-Aid. So it's just terminology we use because we all recognize that, holy shit, this guy's going to decompensate pretty quick. So all I say is, hey, let's make some Kool-Aid. And then bags go up, large bores go in, and then we do work.
That's what does the guy say when you say that?
He's probably not pretty happy, but I mean, I think that was the least of his concerns.
He broke his humerus?
Yeah, like in fucking half. It was poking out of his fucking shit. And,
damn.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty normal. Like bilateral femur fractures, we see that a lot.
I was talking, you know, because our buddy wrecked the other day, and, you know, we have the guys that are usually at our bike night tonight, it's like, we're all really close. Like the core of us are really close. Like we talk every day. We hang out outside of bikes all the time, and we all ride bikes, and it's so like it doesn't even dawn on us that every day that we all jump on something that we might die from.
Oh fuck yeah! I mean, I lost a
mean?
finger, so but at least I can say that shitty one-liner.
On that finger.
Like it still is fun in games after someone loses a finger, so I at least get to own that one.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah.
But I was telling him, because basically in our little small, I'm gonna say this and everybody's gonna be like, well, your friends just don't know how to fucking ride. But basically, our core group has had James, Kyle twice,
Jaden,
and the other James. So
Dude.
we've had 5 wrecks within 5 months.
and some of them
they were like
wrecked multiple times.
They weren't nothing major, but just going down and needing to get shit fixed and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, fuck, man.
Like James fucking hit his pegs on a curb and went down.
And
oh, bummer.
It was his crash bar. He doesn't want
Oh,
to
it was
say
his crash bar?
No, that's what I think it was. I'm
He said it was his
anti-crash
peg.
bars.
Yeah.
I think crash bars are gay, personally. But everybody there was this point in time where everybody was getting the most outlandish crash bar game going on. 40 fucking skateboard wheels going up the sides. It's like, what is that? Is that a fucking coat rack or
fucking
is this
Tron
motorcycle?
Like a crash
shit?
bar competition.
Yeah,
you
it's
can
like,
outdo
look,
it.
I got 6 wheels on it. I can do an endo and roll on the skateboard or some shit. I don't, you know what I mean?
It's like rollerblades. You
Yeah.
get those extra wheels. You're extra cool.
I just, I get it. They do save stuff, like if you drop in a parking lot, but I've also seen them in real riding accidents where they cause the bike to flip and go crazy because they'll catch the grounds and shit and bend
That's how
frames and stuff.
FXR Mike went down.
Yeah.
He scraped his fucking crash bar.
No shit. And then he just decides to ride a bull and then fuck himself up again.
Dude, that shit was so... Did you see his arm?
Yeah, it was
Fucking Popeye,
crazy.
bro. It
That
looks
shit
like
was
fucking
gross.
Popeye.
He shook it and I almost threw up on him, man.
Yeah. That was
He
fucking-
tore his bicep right here, I think, and then so his muscle went way up here on his arm. And so I went to his house because he took a lot of our camping shit back, and I went to go pick it up, and he's out of work right now. And he just shook his arm, and his fucking muscle went around. I was like,
It's fucking weird.
So can he not? He can't do this at all.
he can, I believe.
But it has to use all the other muscles. Like this one's just
Yeah,
not
I mean,
working
you have
at
multiple
all.
muscles in your arm.
I mean-
His is just, I think he broke the tendon, didn't he?
Yeah,
Because that's
Oh,
what's
because
holding
the
your
way you
shit
made it
together.
sound like this whole motherfucker was just done, and that's
Well,
what
it
it looks
is,
like
yeah.
too. Like it looks like this whole fucking piece just went.
It looks like
Yeah.
you just pulled up the drapes of a muscle. Like, like it's
So gross.
It's pretty
fucking
gnarly.
dude.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine what that would feel like in your arm, just having something move around.
Just like that dead weight.
But I guess you don't feel the other shit. You just feel what's in your nerves, I guess. I don't
I don't know. I mean, I don't feel anything in my hand. So, pretty much half my shit is done because I was an idiot. And because I was prior service, so I needed to go back to work because I was bored as shit.
Yeah.
So I knew if I went to the VA, they wouldn't give a shit about what's wrong with me. They'll just listen to some bullshit excuse that I gave them and they'll write me a work release. Because, I just got out of surgery, I think, 4 weeks prior. I just got my cast off and everything like that. And I was doing industrial rescue at the time, so that's it's basically like working with ropes, technical rescue, stuff like that for the industrial plants. So I needed to go back to fucking work. And so I went to the VA, and just the doctor was telling me, he's like, can you use your hands? I couldn't use my right hand for shit. So I was like, yeah, sure, I can use everything. Everything's good. So I just bullshitted my way through all the questions that they asked, got my work release. And then finally went back to work, and then I ended up getting on with Texas City Fire at the time, and we had this fucking, in Santa Fe, we had a house fire with a basement. So no one has any fucking basements in Texas.
Yeah.
So this was kind of a rare thing. But come to find out, they were cooking meth in the basement. And there was these
you
huge...
can leave Illinois,
there
but
was-
it's following you everywhere, bro.
huge fucking drums of all this shit. And so we're going in through the living room. And just how houses are built, it's shitty. And they're made out of this recycled wood. So the moment we step foot in the living room, the whole entire floor collapsed into the basement. So they had a couch in the living room, and of course, where I fell, the couch fell right on my fucking hand that I just had surgery on
Damn.
6 weeks prior.
Damn.
And then so any sort of nerve that was I'm gonna try and make it was fucked. So after that, I ended up losing half the feeling, so I don't feel anything for half my palm, and these last 2 fingers, I don't feel shit. So you'll see when I grab shit, I grab it like a fucking claw because I don't know what the hell these things are doing. Yeah. And back when I used to drink, I would just be standing there and I'd have to focus on holding the beer because I can't feel most of it. So half the time I'd be drinking, if I get into a conversation or something, I'll just drop it for no fucking reason. So then I got to explain, I'm like, no, it's my hand. I can't feel anything.
Don't cut me off, bro.
Yeah. So I just
are you
dropping shit
right-handed?
all the time. Oh, hell yeah.
So you get strangers all the time now,
Oh, yeah.
huh?
it works out fucking perfect.
Hey, that's one
Yeah.
positive part.
There's
you gotta
optimist
stay
right
positive,
there.
man. It's all about perception.
Exactly. People are jealous every day.
I could see him as a meme looking out a window. I just want to jerk off normal again.
I have to focus so hard on making sure it's on there.
Yeah.
I can't even enjoy the jerk off.
Yeah, it's like I gotta watch it. It's weird.
Yeah. Am I turned on because I'm looking at dicks or just because I'm touching my dick?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. That's a question we've been asking for a long time.
what is it gay?
Days,
question mark.
Yeah.
Like the period. Dot.
Is it gay to jerk off to porn when there's a guy in it?
Yeah, I mean, Ron White said when he was talking about old fucking thing about you watch porn, right? And you watch porn with a guy. It's like, what kind of porn do you watch? I don't know. I prefer it with like a big ass dick. It's like, I mean, you gay?
You're gay, bro.
Like, it's like, is it gay? Question mark.
Gay.
You know?
Stamp of approval.
Yep.
Yeah, it's weird. Or you're just living vicariously through that penis.
Or you could be. Yeah.
Anyway, so motorcycles.
Just moving up. Porn.
Religion. Porn.
I mean, the beautiful Lexus
I bought
Texas.
him 2 of those specifically because I
Yeah.
knew if I got him any more, he'd just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, shut up.
You guys got a bottle of water somewhere around here?
Nah, dude, we ain't
What
got
do you think
shit,
this is?
bro.
Oh, Jesus.
We're fucking
just
dry
roll
right
right
here,
into
man.
this.
Yeah. So, like, your shop, is it like just a parts and like clothing shop, or do you guys actually do any like mechanic work?
So
out there?
right now it's just parts and clothing. We're working with some other homies of ours to try and like the place next door to us is supposed to be coming up for lease in like 2 months.
Yeah.
So we're trying to sweet talk the landlord to let us knock the fucking wall down between us and then put it back there. And I got some buddies from Spokane that want to come back down to Texas, and they have a shop up there that they do service, and they build
Right.
engines and all that other shit, and do like performance dynos and stuff out of there. So they want to bring all that down there just so we can open the fucking.
How's the
That'd be
dyna
flow.
scene down there? Like, is the performance bike scene pretty stout? I mean, I know a lot of the cats down there, but it's like the same cats I think we all know.
Yeah. For Houston?
Yeah, like what's the scene like? You know?
It's sporadic. So that's what I mean. You know Adam.
Yeah.
A couple of other guys we're talking about it right now. We're not pulling the trigger on anything, but we see a scene to where there's people here. There's people here because I mean it's Houston. It's called Greater Houston for a reason because it's fucking
Yeah, it's huge.
So it's just basically setting things up, especially with HellBent Customs, to we're gonna start doing bike nights at HellBent and stuff
Yeah.
like that. We'll release have some beers to where you can do donations or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And but
No
just
taxes.
yeah, just setting up a plan to because everyone that I talk to in Houston, they say the same thing. Like they want to go out and mob with people, and like there's everyone around there. You see riders every single day, but no one has that. No one has that connection with each other.
Well, it becomes a lot of work to be the one to kind of spearhead those kind of things, like bike nights or fucking hangouts, all that shit. You know what I mean? It gets to be a job, unless you do it right. Like the way we do ours, it's like, we'll talk about. I'll show you guys tonight when we go out there. It's like it's real simple, and I think the biggest thing is that same thing with like our camp out and everything. Everybody's always asking like, how many people showed up? Like how many people go to your bike night? How many people go on your ride? Like, who fucking cares, dude? Like, if me and 2 other dudes just show up, we're drinking, we're having a good time, we're riding bikes, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this isn't a numbers game. Like, I don't give a shit how many likes I got on my fucking ride today. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people lose sight of the fact that the experiences that you can have and all these things is way more important than how many people show up.
Yeah, it's like not you. Bring your ass and find out.
Yeah.
But we were talking about that earlier with fucking Instagram. I mean, it takes away the authenticity of life because you're no longer going into situations for yourself. You're going into situations to tell everyone you're here.
Yeah.
And that's like, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying that's a
it's
bad
a
thing to do.
catch-22 kind of thing.
Yeah,
right?
and that's for some people. Is it for me? No, because when I go places, I want to experience it. Like Giddy Up. Giddy Up was fucking awesome, and like just walking around and just meeting everybody and stuff. And what do you give me faces for?
Nothing.
So it's like that type of situation.
Yeah.
To where we're not fucking posting to just like hashtag Giddy Up or whatever. Like, just experience life, and then just don't get so fed up with popularity or anything like that. Because I guarantee you the feeling, like the fun that I'm having is gonna be way more than you.
Yeah.
If you're that person that just wants to be there to tell people you were there.
Yeah, agree.
I still feel though, like as a running a business, you do need to have like some sort of a social media presence. So.
Oh yeah, like
So.
I mean, I'm not knocking. I'm just not a social media guy. Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, if I was running a business, hell yeah, because that's an opportunity that you can use, and it's an outstretch. It's marketing. I mean, Adam talked about it. So it's
Y'all-
one of the
I think
best
the hardest
marketing.
part
HellBent
is-
does well. I mean, like y'all sell like how does social media help you guys out a lot? I mean, y'all got some big titty chicks running around.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that definitely is what helps. No, It's weird, man. You'll post some stupid shit. You'll like think about, oh man, no, this is the key. Here it is. I got all this planned out. And you post it, and fucking nothing. And then you post some dumbass picture of like one of your friends' bike laid over in the back of a trailer, and you sell fucking 20 t-shirts that day online for no fucking reason. It like makes no fucking sense.
That's what I think it is, man. People just want entertainment, dude. They don't want shit that makes sense. They just want to fucking look at it and be like, "Oh, that's cool."
You know what? I was thinking about this, and this is a very premature thought. But basically, you ever listen to the podcast like the Andy Frisella one and the Danny Dixon one where they were doing like that 180 the Dream kind of stuff? There's some really great stuff in there, right? But, they also all push this narrative of being so businesslike on social media that that you kind of like take away the authenticity, I think, of who you are and the randomness of things that are going on. Be like, oh, man, this is going on now. This is this. If you have to plan out everything about what you let the world perceive you as, then it's not real anymore. It's planned.
Yeah.
Real is like, fuck, man, check it out. It's not the best picture, but we out here. You know what I mean? It's like, so I feel like, a lot of people started putting information out through, like I said, Danny's podcast and that Andy Frisella, all these business ones, these Gary V's and stuff like that. And people are taking a more business approach to showing what their brand or their business is about. And they're trying to show that, hey, we're a very fun, outgoing brand, but you come off like a sponsored ad everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the same kind of vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like, how far do you want to progress your marketing while maintaining your level of authenticity?
Exactly.
That's the difficult thing we were just having that conversation on the way up here. And that's, especially with HellBent, that's what we want to remain. I mean, it's your self-made mechanics. And
how, I'm really interested now because I'm really falling in love with marketing, right? But trying to be authentic with it. And I was asking my buddy Ryan Townsend in the tattoo world, like, how do you market tattoos nowadays in this climate? Well, how do you market like the clothing and stuff like that? I mean, you have to kind of have a brand behind it that has a personality, right? So
like the main thing, like so far, like he was saying, it's pretty much everything I post is just off the top of my head, just type shit we do and we just come up with, and luckily people have identified with it and gone with it. But like, you'll start seeing like you'll get a lot of like people that'll DM you and tell you, hey man, have you ever thought about doing this? Or hey, you should be doing this, or you want to do this. And you'll get girls that'll like DM you like fucking like not very good pictures.
Yeah.
And then they're like oh cool, and then like 10 minutes later they'll like DM you back, so you're not gonna post it? And you're like, nah dude, like I don't post just what people send me, I post shit whenever I feel like it type stuff. And that's the one thing that like so far it's worked out. I was talking to him earlier about like just trying to figure out the whole algorithm, how everything goes, and like, because especially with online sales, it's just up, down, up, down, up, down. There's no consistent. There's no like build up. We don't do like, oh hey, we're dropping this new shitty shirt on fucking Friday. Come check it out, and everybody buys the shit. It's just like we show up to shows, sell the fuck out of them, and then post pictures of people wearing them, and people buy the fuck out of them then. But like, there's no real rhyme or reason, and that's what I was trying to figure out, is how to get to that to where like I've got it dialed in, but without getting any outside influence involved. Because I don't want to, because you see all those like social media companies to where they'll organically grow your profile and all this other shit to where you reach more people, and it's just all bots. You just
I just don't feel like I feel like unless you're trying to cheat the system, it takes time to grow an authentic audience. Like you could do some crazy shit. You can go get one of these chicks to do a backflip on a bike butt ass naked. You're gonna get a lot of likes, but they're not necessarily, or follows, but it's not necessarily gonna be they might be following you for waiting for you to see the next crazy shit you do. They might not be exact customers. You know what I mean? So if you build your customer base based on the slow grind of who you are as a company and what you represent, I think that you build a more loyal following and a more loyal audience. Like I've told people all the time, and I can actually say this, I've actually went and talked in college things about social media marketing.
Now, huh?
That's legit.
It was a community college, but it's the same. Thanks, Marcus. But I tell them all the time is like, I got opportunities to travel the country and paint bikes with less than 1,000 followers. Right? It's not about how many; it's about how many are actually paying attention to what you're putting out there. And if you're putting out good quality shit, you'll get a return on it. You know what I mean? So I think that also, some people might not, like, if you're marketing to our scene, our Texas, it's my fucking pet birds up there.
Yeah, we got a fucking nest up there.
It's better than rats. They eat bugs. If you're marketing just to this brand or this style, this purpose-built Dynas, FXRs, choppers, this whole world of motorcycling or whatever, and you do it, it makes it more like oh fuck, that's my dude. He's like, I'm gonna party with this guy. He's throwing events. You're doing stuff for the community that you also make money in. You know what I mean? As opposed to like, you know, you kind of make your money and then you dip out and you're all into other shit now. Oh, I'm into speedboats now. Like, fuck those bike guys. Thanks for buying all my shit and buying me this boat.
Yeah.
For sure. Like when we did our when we threw our like grand opening party when we did it, which got delayed by the fucking months because the city of Houston fucked me so bad on permits and shit. But we had it going, and it was like one of those, like, we planned it like short notice shit. Like, hey man, heads up, anyone can come out. We got a keg, and we had like 300 something cans of beer in the fridge and stuff like that. And we're like, all right, you know, 30, 40 people, that'd be fucking killer. Fuck, showed up. There was over 100 fucking bikes in the fucking parking lot. There was nowhere to walk. The whole parking lot was just a sea of fucking people. We floated the keg in an hour and a half, and then had to get all the beer out of the fridge and everything. We ended up running out of beer before the damn thing was over, and so people to go to the store, get more beer and shit like that. And it was just a huge fucking turnout of just a shit ton of people just out there having a good time. Nobody, you know, fucking around with nobody.
It also shows that like Houston really needed something to kind of be for this scene.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And so that's all it needs. It's just we need a destination, and that's, I mean, with HellBent Custom Supply Co., it's going to be a solid destination for Houston, to where Eddie started influencing the motorcycle community by giving us this opportunity to have somewhere to meet.
Yeah.
So that's all we really need.
Yeah, like representing that garage vibe, like you were talking about, what you built it on. I mean, that's kind of what everybody at Bike Night wants, is just the, you know, I think that, you know, this happened with our Bike Night too. And a lot of people, like some of the people that we're closest with, it took a while for them to get the confidence to come and interact. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I guess that's a weird thing for some people in the motorcycle world. Like, not everybody just has the outgoingness to just walk and be like, hey, what's up, guys, man? You know, I follow you on Instagram, you know, whatever. And so it's like some people take weeks. Like, I remember some of our closest friends would show up for a fucking month or two every Tuesday, and then say a little bit here and there, just be kind of in the background, listening to the conversation. Next thing you know, like, now we can't shut those motherfuckers up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just giving them that comfort zone. Yeah. Because especially like with anyone, because I mean, I love everything about motorcycles in general. Because I mean, that filled the void that I needed. So, and just seeing other people on bikes, I get fucking stoked. And because you have no idea who this person is, you have no idea what his story is. All you know that you have a mutual interest in that's motorcycles, and you have no idea where it's gonna go. So I mean, that's one of the best parts of it.
The other thing about like this style, this Dyna's FXRs, like what we've been talking about, is a lot of people in Texas especially have been into a lot of different types of bikes, right? And so when they see this kind of younger culture kind of like sweep over the state, all their dudes are like, I ain't into that shit. Like, I'm still into my hog chapter stuff and my fucking, you know, super wide apes and this, that, and the other. So you have these guys who are like, man, like, okay, these are the guys I know I'm accepted in, but am I gonna, like, this is the shit I want to be in, you know what I mean? And so you feel like I see a lot of different people that are trying to kind of transition, but they don't have the friends in it yet. They feel alone, and they haven't came out yet, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, and it's like, I see it like that, and I just want to break all those fucking walls, because there is no transition. Yeah. Like, we're literally guys. I mean, some people have bike payments, some people don't. Some people work on their bikes, some people don't. But it's the fact that you can just go straight up ride, and all the shit you got going on is, you know, null and voided. Yeah. So I mean, you go to the bars. Like, I don't drink personally, but you can go have a good time at a fucking pub and with a guy you just met on the side of the road. Yeah. Like, you can't do that with fucking, you know, S2000 groups or like all this other bullshit. You know, cultures and stuff like that. But when it comes to motorcycles, you always have that avenue to where anyone you meet is going to be stoked to meet you. And if you want to ride together, you always can.
Dude, like I was saying, we had one of our friends I was just mentioning used to come up on his V-Rod, right? Couldn't be more gayer. But definitely the coolest dude in our group, you know, or one of the coolest guys, you know. And the same thing, we have another one that shows up, Marcus, I said earlier. He's on a fucking Vikla Softail. That's his thing. He does not believe in T-bars, but, you know, he's our boy, like, and that's cool. And that's the thing. It's like, it's really not about the, like, I've said this before. I think the bikes kind of breed a different, like, every type of bike has a different type of culture that's attached to it. And sometimes you have those outliers in different scenes that are kind of into the same shit that we're into, and they just fit in. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because once you come to bike night, or once you go to the bar, once that bike is parked and you're in there, you're just another guy. And so it's like, you know, no one's in there going, oh, look at that fucking big wheel bagger dude over there, unless he's dressed like one, right?
Oh, yeah.
You can spot those, man. Those are easy to spot.
With them buckle jeans.
Yeah.
Converse, buckle jeans, Affliction shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Well, how'd you go down? Fucking oh, bedazzled. It's fucking his bedazzled jeans fucking reflected a headlight right now.
But he was good because he slid all over those diamonds.
Yeah.
So kept his jeans intact.
He has diamonds like toilet concrete.
Oh, yeah. Crosses on his back, fucking pockets.
Yeah. Where's Scott at now?
Yo, what's up?
God, now Jesus had me.
Jesus, take the bars. Oh shit.
But I mean, it is a form of self-expression. That's how people. I mean, people need to see it like that because I mean, we're all alpha type personalities. At least most of us that ride motorcycles.
Yeah.
So as long as if you switch the mentality over, like, yeah, you're cool. Like everybody's cool that rides a bike. But it is a form. Like, I don't care if your bike looks like shit. I mean, that's your bike. Like, that's your form of self-expression. That whatever life experiences that you had to mold whatever motorcycle that you had is you. And I can't knock that. Like, I may have my own personal opinions on what bikes that I would like to ride. Like, I personally prefer FXRs. And, like, I mean, Eddie prefers fucking choppers. Will I be a chopper guy? Probably not. Because I don't see the point. Like, I like taking turns at, like, 80 miles an hour that have 35-mile-an-hour sides. Like, that's just the way I like to ride. And, I mean, that's just the perspective I want to try and push on other people.
And you just like getting pussy, right?
I like getting pussy and stopping every 30 miles for gas. Nah, but fuck that FXR that we did for Texas Hills. Fucking ripping that thing around. I might be converting or at least fucking putting some money away to do one because motherfucker was fun as shit to ride.
And that's the main purpose for the FXR too, especially for Texas Hills, is to, I mean, you're doing it with your podcast, but to get the voice out that FXRs are amazing motorcycles. And I mean, they are the answers to a lot of, I mean, some people outgrow their Softails, they outgrow their Dynas. And they're pouring, $2,000, $3,000 suspensions and all this stuff when you can, have a little bit of patience, pick up an FXR for like $5,500 and then just do a race tech suspension and that bike will roll any Dyna you got on the road.
Yeah.
So, and plus, then that gives you access to the FXR community, which, in my opinion, is one of the best communities with Harley Davidson has.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it is a subculture of a subculture of a subculture. But, I mean, if you're on an FXR, you know that guy's on FXR for a reason. And then everyone I've met have been, like, with Mike, especially at Giddy Up and everything, with just rows of FXRs up at the top of the hill.
Yeah, that's our campsite.
Yeah, every single one of those guys,
We're
taking credit for that.
Like, see, Purple Rain was there, and I just walked up to that bike, and they immediately connected on FXRs. And, I mean, I've rode pretty much every single bike that Harley Davidson's made, and, being with the FXR community, that's
you can't tell too many people about it, though, because then it's just going to get spoiled. There's going to be a lot of fucking...
Price goes up.
Whatever, man. I say bring it. The more people, the better.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you
need to get some posers in there, bro. You need to,
whatever.
Keep that shit underground, dude.
How y'all feel about
FXR suck.
How you feel about FXR Mike's memes? He's been pissing some bagger people
beautiful.
off.
Like,
oh,
dude.
Okay,
man.
I will say this: like, whoever built that bagger that was like it was painted like an FXR, had an FXR fairing, no bags.
Yeah,
fucker was sick, dude. I am not done. That bike looked good, right?
Yeah.
But I tagged Mike in it because I know that Mike and like Nick Henzo from like FXR Bazaar, those dudes do not like seeing FXR fairings on like Dynas and baggers and all that shit. It's just some weird thing that they got going. I don't know.
Well, because this is mine. Like, it's one of those things. Like, they
I'm gonna let him explain it one day when he comes on here. But it is funny,
Yeah. I could give two shits because there are some bikes that look badass with a fucking, but it's just that fucking gap that from the gas tank to the fairing that I can't get over. Because I mean, on a picture, because you can use half of those pictures are like at a certain angle to where it covers up that gap. But when you're riding down the road, that's all I'm looking at is that little gap between the tank and the...
I think it's like, a lot of people, we've kind of talked about this, but like the Dyna is becoming the bastard stepchild of motorcycles right now, right? Mm-hmm. It's like they don't handle as well as a new Softail. They don't handle as well as an old FXR. So if you're like a person that it maybe is on a Dyna and you want to upgrade some way, you're upgrading off that platform one way or another. You're either going the FXR route, which is going to take a little bit more motorcycle wrenching knowledge to own and operate, or you're going on a new Softail or a new bagger, right?
Yeah.
And
definitely going on FXR.
Yeah, and a lot of times, because I don't want to judge people for not riding an FXR, obviously, because it does take a mechanical aptitude, because you're going to have to work on your own bike.
Yeah.
It's a 20-year-old bike. I mean, that's the nuts and berries you're not going to get over.
The latest one is 20 years old.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, because that's where I see a lot of people getting turned off by FXRs, because, you do have to work on it.
I think people are scared of carburetors, man. Like, I hear that from everybody.
I love carburetors. Yeah, I love carburetors. Yeah. I love older bikes. They just have a different feel, man. I've ridden newer shit, and it's just like, it's dull. Yeah. Like, it doesn't have a life.
Well, it is because a lot of people that I talk, like, it is the anxiety of going into a carburetor, because there's a lot of fucking small parts. I mean, you screw up
if you just buy a brand new one for $300.
Yeah, get a Mikuni, dude. You're set.
Golden.
Yeah, that's what I did. I got a fucking Mikuni on my Dyna, and I'm set. Like, I haven't fucked with it.
Yeah.
And if it goes out, buy a fucking another one.
Yeah.
See, I'm cheap as fuck, so like I'm gonna sit there.
I think that's the one. Yeah, that is the one thing that, like, coming from big wheels back in the day to the, like, meeting FXR Mike and Mark and all these other guys I know that are into these old bikes, and they're like, oh, I don't want to spend any money. I'm like, dude, I used to buy $800 side covers, dude. Like, I'll take that $300 carburetor that makes the bike work all day long. Like, that shit is nothing to me. You know what I mean? Or I mean, it's something to me, but it's like, it's small price to pay for something that is very, you know, mechanical, that makes the bike work. Like, if I'm going to take a cross country trip on a bike, I would rather do it on a brand new carburetor that I spent $400 on.
Oh, hell yeah.
Than well, you know, we put this bowl onto this thing and this slide and this, and it works good, but every once in a while it just hiccups a little bit.
I'm just like, man, if I ever run any problems with my bike, I try to figure it out myself, you know, go to the Academy of YouTube and do some studying, you know, just because I want to have those skills, you know, I want to learn that shit. I don't want to just replace everything with new shit.
Yeah, especially if you're doing state ride, like cross country rides, like having that level of information.
There's some dope dynas out there, man. Don't get me wrong, like we kind of like bag on dynas now because of, you know, they wobble. But
my dyna wobbles, bro.
There is I mean, there's
not your Instagram.
Yeah. It doesn't wobble, dude. Literally. I'm sorry, but like 2 days after I fucking changed my name to my dyna wobbles, I fucking fucked with the suspension and shit, set the sag right, because I was sick of it. Like, I was over it, right? Hasn't wobbled since, dude.
Also hasn't worked in like
I
gotta be like, my dyna don't wobble.
Yeah, dyna don't wobble.
What that wobble do?
Wobble.
But the yeah, man, there's some really badass dynas out there, and it's still a good. I mean, I just think that the dyna prices are going to get even lower than they already are. You know what I mean? I picked up some really nice dynas from down in Houston for like $2,500.
Yeah.
You know,
if you're looking to sell a dyna right now is not the time. If you're looking to buy a dyna right now is the time, man.
But you know, like I guess what I was kind of talking about is like the baggers, especially with Harley releasing that new stripped down Street Glide looking bike. Even though I would still just go a Road King route, like get a Road King, and then like you can put. I mean, everybody's making like fucking T-Sport looking fairings and, you know, RP fairings. You could put a fairing on that bike and have all the amenities of a bagger, you know, minus a radio, which, trust me, I've never used the radio on that bike. You know what I mean? I can't hear it riding with a helmet on. And I'm not about to go buy fucking $1,000 worth of speakers and just so I can, you know what I mean? It's just not my thing. You know what I mean? So
give that guy at a stoplight. It's like,
if they, dude, I said this all the time. If they did the Road Glides like that with no radio, just a bare fairing kind of thing, dude, that shit would be game over, man. This performance bagger thing is just gonna keep going somewhere.
The wheels will just get bigger. There could be some guy with like a 80-inch fucking wheel going down.
80 inch.
I can only imagine what that kickstand looks like.
It's a wheel around a motorcycle.
It's like a ladder.
Yeah.
It's got a switch.
It's got a ladder.
He's got a handle for the kickstand. Man, dude, so that bike, I bought it the weekend before Southern Throwdown, right? So September 18th, and right before I took it apart, right after Giddy Up, I was at 12,900 miles. So it's like you can fucking ride them and they keep starting. You know what I mean?
That is a solid approach. I mean, just as long as your bike starts. So that is good.
Like, I want another FXR super bad. Like, and I think the next FXR is going to be like an FXR chop. You know what I mean? Like I've talked many times about, but for me, like needing to do this podcast and travel and do these things and go talk to people, like I need a bike that runs all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the FXR was good, the gold one, but you know, like you're the one that bought the motor from me, and you said that shit was like
it's
on its last leg.
Yeah, like and plus, it's one of those things, especially when buying motors. I mean, I just got an SNS 96 for my '84 FXR, and we tore that thing down, and it had the pistons were, you know, it had pitting and everything like that. Where I mean, if that thing would have heated up, it would have locked up almost immediately. And I got a lot of rides planned this year once that '84 is done. Like I got 2 California rides, one solo and then one, you know, with a group for Born Free. But I mean, it would have sucked if I wouldn't have noticed that, and then, you know, I probably would have made it San Antonio before that motor just cakes out.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. It's unfortunate, but I mean, luckily that guy was really cool about it. So because he got a full top end, low end, so now he has a badass Ultima motor that is pretty much brand fucking.
Like I said, I got about 22,000 miles out of that motor, so I can't really complain. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want an FXR, you can win one. So I'm gonna slide that one in there. So especially with the FXR2, I don't know if a lot of people know about it, but it is the official giveaway bike for the Texas Hills Cycle Show.
So how's the giveaway working on that whole deal?
We have it set up on HellBentCrew.com. So it's going to be at June 1st. We're going to pull the ticket at Texas Hills for, I believe that's a Saturday.
Yeah.
So we're taking. You can stop by the shop if you want to do like cast entries and stuff like that, and then or you can go to HellBentCrew.com. And we have it literally on the front page to where we have different packs to where we have one that each ticket's $20. So it's just set up purely for a giveaway bike at Texas Hills. And then we have another one for $40, which is a pack with a t-shirt and a ticket, which the t-shirt was designed by Eddie over here, which is amazing. Because if you spend $40 and get a t-shirt, it has the official giveaway logo on the front. And on the back it says... I
entered the Texas Hills giveaway and all I got was this shitty t-shirt. So if
you want a badass t-shirt that says that on the back, please, it's $40 for that, and then it's $100 for 6 tickets, so you get an extra ticket if you spend $100.
Oh, that's cool.
So
that's
yeah,
a good deal.
and so it's been a super solid. I mean, we put the bike together over at the shop at HellBent Customs. It's a '99 FXR2. So I mean, the story behind it is awesome. I mean, I found it from the guy who was an orthodontist. So 27,000 miles on this thing, and it's probably, I mean, you saw it at Giddy Up that we had it posted up, and it's one of the cleanest FXR2s I've ever seen. And I mean, the chrome's immaculate, and just riding it. I mean, we put some T-bars on it. We put JD Customs hooked us up with the front fairing to put on there, and we color matched that, and we kind of branded it for the Texas Hills. So I mean, if you looked at it, you see Texas Hills Cycle Show on one side, and then HellBent Custom Supply Co. on the other side, since it is a partnership with the two agencies. So, but I mean, to participate, easily just go to HellBentCrew.com and pop a ticket, and we'll be going to different. Like, it'll be at the bike night tonight. And,
so if somebody buys a ticket and they're not present?
You don't have to be present to win.
Yeah, it's not present to win.
I got a story. So, one of my best customers right now is some fucking retarded rich dude up in New York.
Yeah.
So, I guess Arizona Bike Week was like the weekend before last or something like that. And he bought a whole bunch of tickets for this Trask, turboed out Trask bagger, right? Big wheel, crazy, probably $70,000 bike or whatever, right? And won, right?
Yeah.
3 days go by. They call him and go, hey, the original ticket we pulled actually reached out to us. Like, why did you pull another ticket if the first person, you know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? Like, instead of like pulling a ticket and then giving it X amount of time for that person to reach out if it was available for that, they just went ahead and pulled another ticket and it happened to be his. So he's thinking he's getting a fucking badass done up bagger.
Yeah.
And then, you know, making plans. He hit me up, wanted me to paint a helmet to go with it and shit. And then it's like, hey, man, cancel the order on the helmet, man. The bike, he sent me a video that they sent him a video. Hey, we're sorry. We're like, oh, it's a video. Like, it's okay. Like, you did a video, not just a text message.
So he was the second ticket that got pulled?
Yeah.
Why was he even contacted? I mean, why wasn't the first one? Like, that's it. It sounds sketchballs.
That's weird, man.
Yeah.
It's a weird
can
deal.
have a shirt.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, especially like with us, when you do purchase a ticket, we have it set up to where we have a sticker pack that has a certain ticket number that we will mail out.
Yeah.
And but we're making sure it stays as legit as possible.
Can people buy tickets at the show?
Yes. So the bike will be set up at the show. It'll be on the stage in the dance hall, and then we'll have a tent set up that we're selling tickets at the show itself. Yeah. So I mean, you can buy. There's no ticket. You can buy as many tickets as you need. You know, the better chances you have to win. And I know people are just like, where's the money? Like, the purpose of the FXR is basically, obviously, to show people, to bring FXRs to the motorcycle community and get it out there. But, like, all the ticket sales and everything is going to the next year's giveaway bike. And then, so next year can have a bigger and badder giveaway bike. So, like, maybe do, like, an 82 frame on a twin cam.
It's the same thing like Giddy Up does with the giveaway bikes. I mean, people got to be I don't know, man. Like, you guys don't have to say this, but people have to understand that everything that people enjoy has to... It costs money because it costs fucking money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, don't hate me for doing shit that you enjoy. You know what I mean? That you had to pay for. Like, it's some weird deal that some people seem to like. I get it for like the raffling bikes. If you got a little $10,000 bike maybe, and you're raffling out for $25,000, that's, I don't know, raffle, right?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, I mean, there's some bikes out there that you're just, it kind of ruins it for a lot of people.
Yeah, but I mean. Realistically, it's like it's a show, it's an event, it's a chance to win shit. There's something cool about that, man. Like you know, it's just it's gambling. You know what I mean? It's what it is.
People need to realize it's not for us. It's for them, you know, because then now they have an opportunity to spend $20 and they can win a 99 FXR too. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we still have to pay bills. So, I mean, we have to set a price to it, but it's not for us.
Yeah.
It's for the event. It's for the people going to the event. It's for that person that gets to win this bike, and that could change somebody's life. You know, now they're rolling around like that'll get that motherfucker laid. You know, that's a completely different, like, especially, like, that's just how we kind of see it.
Well, FXRs is like brings more guys to the yard.
It does kind of.
Dude, you're going to have a bunch of old dudes, and they're going to be like, bro, hey, man.
It's going to be a lot of stories. Like, I used to have one of those bikes.
Like,
I've been to Sturgis 16 times.
Joe Kid's like the coolest dude, and it's like because he has an FXR and he's the FXR guy, but it's like, you know, it's just a bunch of dudes sweating his nuts.
It is. And it's definitely his mentality. Like, I can listen
Joe.
to that guy talk all day long. Because, I mean, you can learn a lot from him. And but, I mean, you could tell that there's passion there. And
he's definitely passionate.
Anytime. And it's solid humans. And that's one thing with the FXR community. I mean, every single, especially in Houston, every single person I've met, solid human. And, like, a passionate human. And it's just, and then you can sit there and, like, anytime I meet one, I'm like, hey, I got this problem with my 84. And he's like, oh, cool, I got this. And then, you know, we're wheeling and dealing parts. And, you know, I just hooked a guy up in California. He snapped his fork tubes in half, so I'm like, hey, just like give me this amount, and it's just super cheap, and I'm just like, just throw it out there, get back on the road. Yeah. So, but that's how the whole entire. I've had guys hook me up. I got a guy in Vegas that, you know, I was trying to find because goddamn mid controls are stupid. Yeah. And just trying to find out. And mine's an 84, so like there's only 3 or 4 years that they made that, you know, rear brake setup. So just finding those little tiny parts is horrible. Yeah. So that guy's like calling other guys and finally got, I mean, a significant amount of money later to get these little tiny parts.
It's crazy how much effort that they'll put in to help people out for no profit. Yeah.
So it's just paying, and then now I'm paying it forward with another dude's looking for a lowrider tank. And then so those little motherfuckers are hard to find. And so now I'm, you know, I got FXR Bazaar. Just thank God for that. And, you know, other guys, I mean, I hit up John Long, hooked me up with the 10 set and stuff, but it's always, okay, it's going on FXR, and, you know, then everyone's out there to help each other. Yeah. So, I mean, it's, and I haven't found that in any other.
The community is the best, and like I said, coming from the bagger world into the FXR world was a really, it reinvigorated like motorcycle life in me, because it's like, oh, people are really fucking cool in this in this shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. And because for a while, man, it's like it was a very toxic place just being in bikes. It's like it's the only place where it's like you're rewarded for doing something cool instead of feeling like you're in competition with everybody. Because we're just doing this shit to ride bikes and have a good time. You know what I mean? Not like, oh man, I got the best FXR. There's no award for being Mr. FXR. You know what I mean? Yeah,
because you're not portraying an image with an FXR. You're riding it for a functionality. So you're riding it because the frame is a certain way. You're riding it for the 3-point motor mount system. You're riding it to because all this stuff makes sense, and it gives you a completely different riding style than you can't get on any other motorcycle. Yeah. So you're not riding to look good on a motorcycle. You're riding for yourself. And like that's 99% of FXR riders. That's why they're riding motorcycles. So that's why you can have these badass conversations, because I mean they're not riding bikes to be cool at rallies or to, you know, have fucking 18-inch apes.
The other thing is that like everybody that rolls them and rocks them, just like a lot of the choppers, is like you got to earn it. You got to earn that bike. You have to earn that trip. And you know, guys like I was saying, our cop buddy Gary, who's not a real cop, but we call him a cop. He's got some. He's on actually. I'm gonna have him on here next month. But he's got a lot of badass stories. He's taken his bike all over the place, and he's always been the problem child on the bike. Yeah. But he always makes it. You know, and that's I think it says a lot about like it forms you into somebody. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like even the chopper thing. Like I know that people out there are ripping choppers across country. I know that they are, right? But I feel like they were doing it more before I knew about it. Now that I know everybody, I realize that they just got vans and trailers and they take pictures when they, get to the cool spots. You know what I mean? Like, I know Dan does it. Dan does the cross-country shit, and he's got it. And I'm sure there's a lot of people, but there's this, like, false sense of, like, oh, man, let's do some real hippie shit and just fucking ride this chopper across country. And most of them can't do that, man. FXRs can. It's like the more you go newer, it's like it's less work, but it's more like, okay, the percentage of me making it is higher. Yeah. And the amount of work to make it just kind of goes like this.
Like, I'm with Joe on the whole fixer thing. Like, that annoys the shit out of me when people are just like, oh, FXRs are fixers. I'm like, no, fuck you, dude. Like, switch your mentality. Like, have I been broke down on the side of the road before? You goddamn right. But, like, it's the adventure of that. Like, okay, I took a picture of a mile marker, and then now this one dude on Instagram was friends with another dude, and they just went out, and now, like, that happened. I think I was fucking being an idiot and blew a throttle cable on the side of the road. And ended up like another friend of mine who rides a 92 FXR. He got in touch with his buddy. Doesn't know me from nothing. And then he ended up getting a trailer, drove like 45 minutes to an hour to come pick me up. Drove me from, I was like down in Galveston. I was coming back from swap meet. Drove me all the way up to downtown Houston in the Heights. Didn't ask for nothing. Like, brought a trailer. Fucking put the bike in the garage. You know, had conversations the whole entire way there. But like, that's the adventure. So now I got this bro down. We'll go out and ride, and he'll have beers, and But it's now we have that friendship that started. So, but people are just like, yeah, it's a pain in the ass. It's not. I mean, that's the adventure of riding.
Was the chopper scene anything like that, or
it's all him?
Do you think it is?
Yeah. Everyone's fucking cool with each other, at least in Houston. I mean, everyone gets along. I mean, I reach out to Eric all the time. I got questions. Reach out to Roman and all them guys.
Yeah, Houston has a pretty good. You got Eric Vaughn. You got John Collins down there. And who else is kind of doing some big chopper shit down there?
Roman from RB Customs. He does like full spectrum though. Like he'll do old school choppers. He'll do big wheel baggers. He'll do performance dynos and all that shit. And he's got a pretty cool setup.
What's his name? What's his shop?
RB Customs.
I feel like I know that dude. That bike right there is from AP Custom Cycles from Houston. They're big stereo guys.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, Houston's packed full of... I mean, we got a lot of cycle shops in Houston.
Yeah, Powerhouse over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Me and him, we've been friends for a long time. I've been wanting to get him on, but, it's... I don't go to Houston much.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Because especially with the people from Houston, like we're trying to bring everything together. So just like, you got a voice, man.
The scenes are different though, man. Like like even though I'm cool with guys like Eric and shit, like that scene doesn't really mix with the Dyna scene. Like we don't find like the big wheel stuff. There's some things that are cool about it, but it's cool when you ride them and you do shit. Like our buddy Big Wheel Cody out in East Texas, he's cool because he fucking rides his bike everywhere. So he's like, like anybody's talking shit about big wheels around him, like this motherfucker rides more than you. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's him, right? But you get all of them together, and it's like we can't deal with that many big wheels in one parking lot. You know what I mean?
Ain't enough room.
That's a lot of air ride in one place.
Yeah. So we got a bounce house and gonna air this shit up.
Yeah. It's just sitting there, front wheels going up and down.
But what it breeds is like the this is a big generalization, but it feels like a lot of the guys will spend so much money on building this bike, and then they'll pull into these parking lots with guys like kind of like us, and they'll expect some kind of respect because of how much money they spend on their bike. When we have more respect for people that do shit on their bike, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll if a bike's nice, we'll fucking dig it. You know what I mean? But if like we know you don't ride it.
Yeah, because it's more because we know what you had to fucking do. We know the cuts and the bruises that you had to go through, and the bullshit bolts that you can't get to, and the parts that you can't find. Like it's a struggle, and then you immediately connect with that person because like that he went through all that shit too. Yeah. But also like if he breaks on the side of the road, you're not gonna be underneath his bike trying to fix his shit either.
I think the straw that broke my back, the camel's back, but mine, is a lot of my friends in the big wheel bagger world, like they saw me transition into the direction I went, and then they stayed the course, and then they, the stereo thing's a real big thing in the big wheel world, right? Mm-hmm. Well, the stereo thing is kind of turning into slingshots, right? So a lot of the shops I know, they rock slingshots now, and I'm like, dude, you're not fucking riding bikes anymore, bro.
Yeah, you're riding plus with a hard.
It's got a fucking arms. Steering wheel and pedals and a 2 seats sitting next to each other. It's a fucking car, dude.
It's a fucking 3-wheeled go-kart.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to be a dick to all those dudes that have those things that wave at me when I'm riding by, but I'm just like, he's waving at me. I'm like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, like
2 wheels down.
That's
bro.
not your ticket, man.
Yeah.
Like in Houston, we got.
They're not accepted between cars. They're not accepted from. They're like the transvestites of the motorcycle.
Yeah, and it's because I was just reading an article about those little pieces of shit. Because they had hardened plastic swing arms, and it's just like, how the fuck are you gonna put a hardened plastic? Like they had to recall a shit ton of them.
They got Chevy EcoBoost motors in there.
Yeah, I mean,
4 cylinders.
Yeah.
What? Those are 6 cylinders. 6-cylinder twin turbo.
They have options, but like the ones that like All Star baggers have.
Yeah.
I love those guys to death. But I was at the shop, and the dude Art, one of the guys that run it, was like, "Hey man, check this out." I'm like, dude, you do remember the last time that I stayed with you guys in Galveston when these things first came out? I pulled my nuts out in a parking lot and stuck it on.
Nuts on that dude's shit, dude.
I was like, that's what I think about that.
Yeah. We were walking into the hotel, and we're just sitting there. We'd all been drinking and shit. It was the end of the night.
You were running around on a ruckus all
I was on a ruckus. It was before I had a bike. This was like 3 years ago, man.
Yeah.
And it was 4 years. 4?
4, yeah, 4 years.
4 years ago. Anyway, so we're all coming back in, And then
Lone Star Rally.
Out of nowhere, there's one in the parking lot off in the distance, and Jason's like, that shit right there, or whatever. You know, he fucking pulls his nuts out, goes up to the tire, and just...
I put it on the fender.
You put it on the fender?
I'm short, so I couldn't get all the way on the hood.
Yeah, he was on the fender. Well,
I'm probably
somewhere, dude.
I'm gonna get shit for this, but how I see Lone Star Rally is a bunch of fucking weekend warriors with good credit history.
Oh,
yeah.
So it's just like holy, because I mean, I went down there like once, and well, I mean, I try to go down there, but I don't go there anymore. But just because like I was turning out, and this fucking big wheel bagger rolls up, drunk as balls, like you can tell.
Yeah.
So he oversteered right into my fucking lane, nailed my primary. And then so I had to kick this motherfucker off, and then he just runs 5 stoplights. And then the last one that he rolled, fucking truck rolls, and he locks that rear brake, and poop, just fucking lands on the ground. And
damn.
Yeah, and especially because I'm a medic, so I'm friends with half the fucking Galveston EMS and everything, and they're telling me all these stories, like 7 fatalities last year, and all kinds of shit, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Dude, I remember being, when was the last time we were there, 3 years ago?
I went last year. I had a blast.
The last time I was there was like 3 years ago. But
I was
I remember being there. I remember sitting there.
Yeah.
It was me and my friend. We were sitting there on the strand, and he was like chopping it up with some chick that he was trying to like take back. And then there was like
Mason.
Yeah, Mason. He that fucking crazy chick, man. Anyways, so there was like 4 fucking bikes just sitting here, right? Like baggers, normal baggers, not like big wheels or nothing.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there for like an hour. Towards the end of the night, man, they come out, and then like they're fucking wasted, dude. Like gone, can't even walk. And they all get on their shit, and then like 2 of them take off, and then the other 2, they go to take off, dude, and fucking run into each other. Like they're like one, so one's like, they were staggered, you know, and then one takes off, like he's all like, skrr, like this, and the other one goes to take off, and he goes, skrr, like that. And then he was like, shit, you know, and they both just fucking ran into each other. And I'm sitting there, and everybody on the strand is like staring at him, dude. And I fucking look over, and then he's like to his friend, like throwing his arms up, like, what the fuck? You can hear it, like you
doing
can
a fucking
what
bike
the
five,
fuck,
man.
dude? You know, and he's like, I'm sorry, man, I was fucking drunk. I don't know. It was wild, man. It's like that's when I was like, dude, it's dangerous.
You know what's
here.
crazy?
It's fucking dangerous out here, dude.
I like, you know, I love the shit talking about it, like you know, all the fuckery that goes on at Galveston and rock rally and shit, but I enjoy watching it, man.
Dude,
like,
it is fun.
It is fucking. People
fun.
watching down there is fucking amazing.
And what's cool about Galveston is the fact that you're like by the beach.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's gimmicky, it's gross, it's disgusting. I like it that way. But you're there, dude. You know what I mean? And it's cool. It's a cool spot, man. Even if I'm not fucking riding, if I'm going down there, it's still a good time. Like, fuck it, dude.
I mean, it's cool because
not everything is gonna have to be about riding. Like I do enough.
I will tell you
riding
this, like Galveston, to me, Galveston, the just everything. If you were to put Daytona in just, there's parts of Daytona that's fun and cool, right? Like the Annie Oakley's or where the fuck it's called, and some of those places out of Daytona, like Destination Daytona, or where I don't know. It's weird. It's like 30 miles away, but it's Daytona, right?
Yeah.
It's like Fort Worth, but it's the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the Galveston, I think is I enjoy it more. A, because it's not halfway across the country, and B, it's kind of like, you know, you're not, I don't know, like it's just chill, man. It's like nice the end of the year thing, you know what I mean?
Because I mean, Galveston's badass. I mean, if you get aside the fact you're in the Gulf of Mexico, and I mean that's a staph infection waiting to happen.
Dude,
but like,
I almost died. In that.
Yeah,
I had to go to the hospital. All right, so the first time we went there,
you went to the hospital twice from being in Galveston.
Basically every time I've been since that first time, I've had to go to the hospital while I was in Galveston.
He's that 1 in 4 kid.
Yeah,
whoa.
1 in 4 kids are gonna get, you know, AIDS. You know?
So like the first time it was at Lone Star, and I was sitting there, I was swimming and shit. I was in the ocean, and I had went under. I came up, and there was a fucking huge ass wave, and it like slapped me in the face, eyes open. I got a fucking seashell stuck in my eye, like a fucking fat chunk of seashell, dude.
You lost a fight with water.
Kicked your ass, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I got the seashell stuck in my eye, and then we're all going to dinner after. I didn't know it was stuck in my eye. I thought it was like a piece of sand that just wouldn't fucking like fuck off, right? So I'm making it worse, dude. I'm rubbing it, touching it, like fucking going like this, and I'm
calling
like,
him a queer.
and they're all like, dude, you're just being a bitch, dude. It's sand, right?
Yeah.
So I go through the rest of the night, like 4 hours, man, and I'm sitting there laying, and I'm laying down, I'm trying to sleep, and I feel it scraping the inside of my eyelid. And I fucking go in the bathroom, and there's a fucking chunk of seashell, dude.
No shit.
Yeah, and that was the first time I was there. The second time, I was out swimming. Again, I was swimming in that fucking ocean, and we got too close to the jetty. Me and my chick that was with at the time, Well, she got too close to the jetty, and then she started freaking out because she kept getting like pulled closer in.
Yeah.
So I went over there to go get her, and then she's like fucking dead fishing, you know. So she's pulling me down. So anyways, I was like, "Fuck it, dude, I'm throwing you on the jetty. I'm sorry, you know." So I fucking throw her up, and she's climbing over me.
Damn,
and
you put her up for sacrifice on the jetty,
dude. And she's like climbing the fuck over me, and I'm like, I keep having to throw her over me because she won't grab. She'll just keep freaking out, and she slides off. So I'm like scarred up, like I'm all cut up and shit, and she got all fucked up. Dude, I was like, dude, I definitely have Galveston AIDS. Like,
I mean, it's easy to get.
Dude, I got a scar right here. I got all scars all the way down my shins and shit. She has a scar right here. It's Shelby.
Oh.
Shelby,
okay.
yeah. So she's got a scar right here. It looks like a fucking C-section.
Yeah.
So if you ever wonder, you know, it's not a C-section, man. It's fucking Galveston, you know? Yeah, man, it's crazy shit. Every time I go down there, though, I have a good time, whether I go to the hospital or not, you know? It's a good time.
No, yeah, speaking about fucking eyeballs, so I'm one of those people that never goes to the fucking doctor. Probably should, because I mean I have medical insurance and everything, but I went to the eye doctor because I can't see for shit, and I got 2 really bad stigmatisms, and it really fucks me up at work because like you know how the lights like I don't know how to explain it. I probably should know, but they're really fucking shiny. I guess that's the best way. Like it's stigmatism. I don't know.
Right, and so stigmatism makes it all blurry.
Yeah, I run emergency traffic to fucking everything. Right. And so I can't see fucking balls at night because every single reflection.
You don't need to see balls, though. You're a man.
Exactly. That would be gay. so this man right here. So I went to the eye doctor to try and get it fixed, and so it's fucking talking to this lady, and she's looking at my eye, and she's like took a step back for a second. One of those things to where it's weird if your doctor is like concerned.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I thought it was
and
just
you start panicking
fine.
too.
Yeah.
It's like being on the airplane and watching the stewardess like, why y'all tripping?
Yeah. Like, what's going on? And so she's like, well, and I was like, what? And she's like, well, let me take a quick X-ray of your eye. I'm like, okay, whatever. You can tell me what's going on. She's like, no, just let me X-ray it. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm sitting there waiting. She leaves me for like 20 minutes too. So I'm just sitting there waiting.
You're
like,
panicking.
Do I got fucking cancer? Like,
Yeah,
I'm like
you're
worst
freaking
case
the fuck
scenario
out,
right
right?
now. Yeah. And then she comes back in and takes an X-ray of my eye, and she's just like, "Hey, were you aware that you have a piece of shrapnel in your eye?" And I was like, "No."
Shit.
Like, and she's just like, "Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense because my right eye's always been fucking red." And then, but I just figured because I mean, sleep deprivation is my fucking friend. That's been my life for 7 years, so I just figured I'm always tired all the time. Fuck no, I had a piece of fucking shrapnel in my eye for probably 5 years, and it was it was vertical in my eye. It's how she explained it to me. So how it was positioned in my eye was that since it was vertical, it wasn't getting irritated by my eyelid. So, but it was still a fucking shit in my, so it would make my eye red all the time.
Whoa.
So and it was from one of my fucking motorcycle accidents to where apparently like, I don't know if it was the
shit.
one where I lost my finger or what. So apparently like some fucking piece of shrapnel got lodged in my eye for 5 fucking years. And so now I got this eye doctor sitting with this little piece of tweezers, pulls out a fucking piece of metal out of my fucking eyeball.
They
and
had
I
to
was
numb
just
it
like,
right. They dude, freak the fuck out when they're like, all right, you ready? You're like, no, not really.
Just like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
And so she gives me these triple antibiotics. And I'm like, this is fucking nuts.
Hell
like,
yeah, man, that's crazy.
Life choices.
You
Horrible.
didn't get any kind of infection or anything?
No, I mean, well, because how it was, I mean, it was immediately sterilized. That's, you have everything in your eye. If you get anything in there, like it'll naturally try and, but just it was on the, just I don't know I'm not an eye doctor, so I don't fucking know. But just where it was at, it's just it will naturally be sterilized, and it just was fucking there.
That's crazy.
So and then just my eye was just red for 4 or 5 years.
Makes me wonder if there's anything just stuck up in my shit. You know?
Yeah,
a little herpes up in there.
Herpes, man. Got a little gonorrhea in here, dude. It's getting kind of blurry.
Yeah.
You wake up and your eyes crushed. You're like, what is this?
I never should have let it sit on my face.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that would be sketch, dude. Anything eye related freaks me the fuck out.
Yeah.
Do you get like a lot of fucking like chicks like nude and shit sending you
like
pictures?
begging to be on your page?
Oh yeah. Like we do. We've gotten like full fucking like fucking flicking the bean shit like that, you know, and stuff like.
Like you're finna post that.
Well, like it's
hey,
like,
buy our shirts. Here's
No, it's not. I mean, it's like one of those like. I don't know, man. People, it's weird. Like social media, the way it goes.
You got a chick or anything? You like dating somebody?
Yeah.
Okay, how's she feel about that?
She's cool with it for now.
Cool.
Yeah,
no, she's cool. She's cool.
Yeah.
No, it's always weird, like when shit like that happens. But no, like I mean, that's the exception out there. There's not always bean flicking, but you always get like weird like nudes and stuff like that, and it's like a chick just trying to get a free shirt or a free tank, or like they
she's
want
modeling.
Yeah, stuff
Air
like
quotes.
that, and they want like those like, hey, check this out, you know, gotta send me something here or something like that, and it's like, you know, cool, like. It's like the way that the generation stuff are now, especially like younger girls. Like, the whole thing is like you're relevance is how many followers or likes you can get on something. So these girls see that, oh fuck, he posted this chick who's half naked chick that got like 700 fucking likes. Fuck, post one of me, and then maybe I'll get that many likes or followers, stuff like that, and
then they have the audacity to ask for a T-shirt.
Yeah, how dare they? No, it's just like it's always like I'm like don't.
It's kind of like they show you the goods before they get the goods. It's like,
well, no. I mean, I don't want.
I won.
Like, what do you want?
I don't want to turn any girls off from like sending nudes or anything like that to us because those are always good, but like. It's just a weird way of going about it, because we'll reach out to girls.
You know what you should do would be so fucking dope, and I would actually drive down there to see this, is if you take all of those and you make a wall of fucking like all the nudes
like
in the
printed,
shop.
Like printed nudes.
That's actually pretty solid.
Sick as fuck.
Well, we're trying to figure out how to do that. We were talking about doing that shit in the bathroom, like do stuff like that. But like we kept going up with like Demi Moore where she's got like the big fucking bush picture.
Yeah.
I was gonna wallpaper the whole fucking bathroom that one picture over and over and
if
shit.
You got all the nudes that you got received, and then like she shows up with her dude or something.
Yeah, we have to black their fucking.
Oh man.
We have to do like this.
What was it? Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
What is going on?
Yes.
Yeah, when he goes to that bar.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Hell yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about there. When I was in my bike club days, air quotes, one of the 1% clubs here that we had to deal with, they had, when we go to the clubhouse, the whole inside of the clubhouse was nothing but like Polaroids of all the chicks that would get naked in the place. And I'm like,
that's kind of a cool idea, though.
Yeah, no, it's definitely
it's biker shit, dude.
Yeah,
like,
and plus once they
cool.
post that fucking picture, they just lost all their rights.
Yeah, but they're not posting; they're DMing it.
So same thing.
Yeah.
Lost.
No.
Yeah.
I'm like I said, I'm crawfish now. Just to make sure we don't lose our nudes, don't dry up. But
please keep sending HellBent nudes.
Yeah. We'll just correct this. We may or may not put it on the wall of the shop.
We'll blur your face if we do.
Yeah. We'll put the little black bar thing.
Yeah.
We'll make you look super trendy or whatever you want to
look
look
like an old '90s punk album.
That is probably a thing though. Like chicks. Like obviously I'm not a chick, right? So
I don't know, man.
I don't know, kind of. But you don't really think about it from their perspective of like. Those chicks that are trying to get, some kind of attention and build something, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's the way they do it, right? I mean, how else do you...
I think there's a correct way to go about modeling.
How?
I don't think that fucking
I gotta pee, so...
I don't think sending nudes just directly out of nowhere, especially like cell phone nudes and shit.
Yeah.
I don't really think that's modeling. I think you're just selling your body at that point.
Yeah, it's like
you know what I mean? I think modeling's different, man. Modeling's more of like... if they have a style or there's something they're trying to fit themselves into to promote that.
Yeah.
Not as opposed to like, well, here's my titties. I'm a model. You should send me some shit and I'll post my titties in these. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think that's modeling per se.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, any of the girls have actually like sent us shit like that. I don't think... I might have fucked up a couple times and sent them some shit, but 9 times out of 10, all the girls that like post on our page, either they've bought something or we've reached out to them and said, hey, you've got like a look that we're looking for or something like that, or like, hey, would you be cool?
Which is what I mean. That would be an actual model.
Yeah, like stuff like that we go with. But yeah, no, this like bullshit like that, or like they'll send you like, hey, add me on Snapchat, dumb shit, and they try and get you under premium. He's like, nah, dog.
Maybe we can do like a hashtag HellBent Crew Snapchat.
Yeah, they're like, send me your shirt so I can model it in my Kia. Yeah. Like, that's not going to do shit for us. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And then like we've had strippers reach out to us, and it's just like, all right, yeah, that's cool, whatever, we'll do it. But like, the fuck's that gonna do? Like, there's a chick at one of the strip clubs in Houston that's got like a couple of thongs, and she's like, I'm totally gonna wear these on stage. I'm just like, I don't think anybody fucking cares.
Fuck about that. They're waiting for you to take that off. They're not trying to look at
going, oh fuck yeah, let me follow these motherfuckers.
Like some 60-year-old dude. Like, oh yeah, HellBent Crew.
But I mean,
they still have them on.
That could still help for like subliminal marketing though. So like maybe one of these dudes, they go to the strip club and they see her in that thong and it says HellBent Crew on it, and then they go to Giddy Up later on and then they see HellBent Crew.
What about this?
Like, oh shit, what's up? I saw your shit on that chick's thong, dude.
What about this? Like, when you see a lot of chicks that are like embracing a culture of something, whether it's clothing or something, that a lot of faller ass dudes like, oh man, I guess all these bitches are into this. Chicks, sorry, are into this kind of stuff. I'm married.
It's 2019, man.
Yeah,
got to PC that.
Yeah, all these ladies. They'll see all these, all these guys will see these chicks rocking their stuff, and it's like, oh shit, I guess I got to get in with this brand to be.
Yeah, so I can pull
these
back.
chicks will come give me attention type shit.
Yeah,
I mean, it is one of those things. Like, I say all power to them. I mean, if you're that confident in your body and everything, fucking rock it. Because it is 2019. No one gives a fuck what you look
It's
like.
2019, man. You need to do with a fucking big package. You know, a little, some like, you need to do an underwear line now for like dudes. You know what I'm saying? Some MeUndies type shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, isn't Dixon? They're coming out with underwear now.
Raccoon.
I don't know.
Dude, I got some coon dick right now.
Dude, that's a little racist, man.
Oh, shit. It wasn't racist until you said it was racist.
You went there.
You were staring at the Trump helmet when you said that.
Fuck. All right, scratch that.
Yeah, just as long as you don't say, let me
definitely
show you
don't
how I
print
make
that. Don't
America
print anything
great
like
again.
that. Yeah, don't do that. Sorry.
I think it's
Back
cool.
up.
I think it's. I mean, like, I think a lot of people probably look into, you know, the clothing thing. Seems like the funnest way to be a part of the motorcycle like scene. You're not dealing with the like being a bike shop. You deal with the good and the bad of the customers. You deal with them when they're happy and stoked, and you deal with when they're fucking things aren't going their way. Yeah. Right? You know what I mean? So you got to be a shrink and a bearer of bad news and try to make it. You know what I mean? There's so many roles you got to play, but when you're in the clothing game, it's like, man, I'm just making cool shirts and having a good time. You kind of don't have to deal with that shit 100%, sure. You know?
No, that's definitely one of the fucking things. That, and I'm like, he's seen it firsthand. I'm fucking not a social butterfly at all. Like, when it comes to shit like that. Like, no. And so, like, I'll get in, like, talking spurts, like, at shows and stuff like that, where I'll legitimately, like, get engaged and, like, talk. But then, like, sometimes I'll just fucking be, like, the most antisocial and sit there and smoke. So, you guys need anything? And just, you know, shit like that.
I don't like being a pushy salesman, so that's why I stopped doing booths myself. I just hang out. Like, I'll usually go half with Mark on something and just, you know, hey, I just need a chair. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Like, for my aspect, I mean, I thought about doing T-shirts and shit, but man, like, I suck at it, man. I really do. Like, as a designer, as an artist, like, I'm not a T-shirt drawer, man. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, I think it's more just building a brand. Like, once
I have a
brand
brand. I got a brand that could sell shit. Like, I just don't have anything to sell.
Themselves around the brand. Yeah. So especially like with HellBent Crew, it's a specific type of brand, and then the T-shirts follow suit. Yeah. So then that's
trashy.
Yeah, exactly.
Black and white, the only colors we play on.
Hashtag send nudes all day long. Yeah. We will not shame the shit out of you or anything.
I don't know, man. I like all that shit.
You guys are still on the nudes right now?
Oh, yeah. We're going
never off nudes.
Yeah.
Fun time.
So you're legitimately thinking about opening up like an actual mechanic side, though?
Yeah. So, like I got my homies that are like legitimately like certified and shit. All the stuff that we do is just fucking around, fucking our own shit up, and then figuring it out later.
So would that be like a separate piece?
It would still be under the same parent company, like under the shop name, because they have their own shop up north right now.
Yeah.
One of them's from up there. The other one used to live down here, then moved up there.
Okay.
And so he's wanting to come back down. They came down for Giddy Up and fucked around with us and everything. So they're wanting to come back down. And so if we can get them in there, we'll knock it down and then open a partition and do like a acrylic wall type shit where people can see all the lifts and everyone working on there. And because like the whole vibe and shit of the store down there is like, it looks like somebody's fucking garage. Like,
which is what you're going for.
Yeah, like the whole interior, like I think I spent, like I built all the shit in there, all the displays, all the wall shit. I think it was like 10 grand total is what I spent on the build out of the whole fucking place.
Okay, nice.
And so like very little money in the whole grand scheme of things on doing it. And so like everyone that comes in always says, oh dude, this is this vibe to it, and it always comes back to it feels like you're in your homies like set up garage type thing. So it's like exposed bricks, fucking ceilings all the way to the top.
Yeah, so you're trying to make like a destination like you guys
were to where it starts being a cool place to come hang out. We're gonna throw parties, throw events, and like we've got like on the 25th of Mike and them are hosting the Booze Fighter anniversary party there, and then we've got a party we're hosting when I get back from Nevada in May, and then I think Sovereign Souls wants to use it for a bike night there, and then the HTX Dyna Crew's reached out about doing stuff there, and so it's just make it more.
Shit, y'all got a Dyna Crew too?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dyna Crew's all over the place.
I think they had the first. The first one I knew of, at least, bike night they had was the other week at like St. Arnold's or whatever, and it had a pretty good turnout from the pictures. But
that's cool.
It's just one of those things where like.
What's it called?
HTX Dyna Crew. I think.
Okay.
Houston, Texas Dyna Crew.
Right.
Yeah.
And y'all's GFW Dyna Crew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not sure which one came first.
Acronyms all day long.
Yeah, but no. So it's like something to get everyone together.
DFW was the first one for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm just fucking with you. No, like the whole thing is like, it's just to get everyone, because right now, like when like Toto Motor or some of the other clubs when they do bike nights stuff like that, it's always at so and so brewery. It's always at this brewery or this here. To where end of the day, nobody's pulling any money off of it. It's hey, sweet, you're bringing a bunch of stuff over to this brewery that they're like, fuck yeah, cool. And then like you say, hey man, can we do it next Friday? Nah, dude, we're doing Axton.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And so stuff like that.
Well, that's also not going back. Any money the brewery makes, that's going back into the community. It's
motorcycles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
motorcycles. It's just, you know, it's their fucking money. They're
Yeah,
not gonna
and
buy
so-
more yeast with it.
Yeah, so if we do it, we'll do it where it's free beer and people show up, hang out, and just fucking throw money in a jar and shit, and we just put it towards the next one we do and pay for this. As long as it pays for the keg, $115 for.
What's cool is you're putting a lot of faith in humanity and into the community right now.
Well, no, dude. When we did no shit, dude. When we did
I'm
the.
just saying, man.
Nah, dude. When we did
I'm fucking broke, dude.
Nah,
if you're
but-
giving me free beer, I might not have any money. You know?
No, but like when we did the grand opening, that was the whole test. When we did the grand opening, we didn't fucking charge anything, just throw money.
So that went well though.
Yeah, we had almost
yeah.
$500 in the damn tip jar. We had to keep replenishing that. We had a hot chick behind the thing serving
yeah.
beer and everything.
All
And
right.
people just roll up, and you don't want to look like a cheap ass from a hot chick. If it's like me standing
True.
there, someone's like, "Oh, fuck this dude," and
Yeah.
you have to take
Yeah.
the beer. So they did all that, and it's worked. I mean, and then like I said, we got the shell. So I mean, it's only $115. Worst case, take a hit at this one, and then next time, like, all right, motherfuckers, $5 a cup.
Right.
And then just drink from your cup all
Yeah,
night.
100%, man. I think what you're gonna do, man, that sounds like a solid idea. I think that'd be dope as fuck to put
yeah.
something together like
Yeah,
that.
and to start bringing people to where it's, and then I know some other places have tried doing it, but nobody ever does it like consistent. Like how y'all do yours, it's consistent because it's
Yeah.
always like there'll be a 2-month span of like, oh yeah, we're doing bike night, and then just fucking crickets for like 6 months. All of a sudden, somebody chimes back in, hey, let's do a bike night.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try and get it to where we can just everybody knows, whether it be like the first Saturday of every month
Yep.
or something like that.
That's
where it
100%
just
the
shows
key
up.
of how that
Well,
shit
yeah.
works. Is
So-
it has to be every single day, rain, sleet, shine, no matter like every Tuesday. That's our bike night. No matter what the weather's like, how fucking cold, how hot, whatever. Somebody's gonna fucking be there, and that's how you keep that shit going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we do it, like I said, we do it every Tuesday, and you know, I've Ubered there plenty of times. We've had people drive, ride. It doesn't really make a damn. It's just the fact that like if you keep doing it, the consistency of being there, then eventually you don't have to promote it anymore.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
just it's normal.
It's just
thing.
like, hey man, it's Tuesday, man. Oh man, fucking bike night Tuesday. Like
Yeah.
it's second nature. It's like for somebody that puts on these kind of events, it does become a pain in the ass to physically, you know, have to wake up on a certain day or the leading up to days and be like, I got to make a post. I got to tell people to come here. And you got to do that for a little while to get the buzz going. And then after that, you just let it run itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because then everybody else who goes starts posting shit about it too, and,
Yeah.
and talking about it, shit like that, because it just becomes its own little entity.
Entity.
yeah.
Entity.
Yeah.
And just like I said, at the end of the day, it's just to get everybody from all walks of life together to fucking hang out and type shit like that. So
It gives people, like we were talking about earlier, at least I was, it's like it gives people that aren't really connected to any faction of motorcycles or any scene or whatever, it gives them a chance to come through and like, you know, hey man, so-and-so on Instagram.
Yeah.
yeah,
And they can see where the scene's at now, just if they've fallen out, you know, if they're older, whatever, or if they're young and they're trying to find something new, you know. I think that's always a good idea.
I mean, dude, like the Harley Davidson bike nights and stuff that they do up here in North Texas is just fucking super lame. Like super lame.
Yeah.
Like you're actually, you know, the cat meme with the fingers. It's like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
not
like
everybody
that.
can be green Harley Davidson.
Yeah,
But
well,
those are
yeah.
some solid bike nights that they got going on.
Well, they're kind of like in the best spot to do bike nights. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean? They
Yeah.
got cool bars everywhere, but. The Harley like all the dealerships up here, they rely on the hog chapters, and these dudes are fucking dying out, bro. Like, think about it. Like when you buy a new Harley, you're part of the hog chapter now. So it's like you don't even have to do much to get in. You just got to buy a bike. You know what I mean? So it's like these older guys that are into it, which is it's pretty commendable that these guys, you know, make that their group and stuff like that. But the connection between what they're interested in doing and what our generation is interested in doing, not even the same shit. You know what I mean? Not even close.
Yeah.
So it's like Harley's always like, how do we get new fucking riders in here? And then you look at their bike night, it's a bunch of old dudes, you know, barely standing up, riding trikes to fucking bike nights and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just disconnect, man. You need to see some like nude walls and shit at a bike shop. Or
Exactly.
Definitely. That's
I mean-
that's definitely on the agenda now.
We embrace it. Everybody's beautiful. So I just
Yeah.
put it up there. And we are having a pre-sale party at HellBent Customs May 4th.
Okay.
So it's gonna be the same concept. We're setting up with booze and stuff, and I got a food truck coming out there. So it's gonna be because we have rock and roll hot rods that day. So it's gonna be kind of like an after party from that one. It's gonna be a pre-sale party. Like the 99 FXR2 is gonna be there, and we'll be selling giveaway tickets at the event too. But it's mainly just to bring everyone together. And then just kind of host it as a pre-sale party because Texas Hills is going to be coming up next month.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a solid just to set up the month of May, and then Texas Hill comes up. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Texas Hills this year should be pretty good. They got last year was a great time too. I mean, I like the venue. The new venue that Albert's Ice House is where they had it last year is way better than the first one. So
and like where the camping's located and everything, especially switching the days to the Friday Saturday setup. I mean, it's gonna be solid this year.
Yeah.
And it's like because the campgrounds, because I kind of like how Giddy Up was. It's a bunch of just how that's set up. You're gonna have like small little niches of people and stuff like that. The way Texas Hills is set up, like it's just a wide open flat area, so like everyone's gonna be around everyone. So I guess you're more forced to talk to people and meet other people and meet other campsites. Is it gonna be
at the same spot as it was?
Yeah.
Albert's Ice House. Yeah. It's gonna be.
That's why we do our camp out the way we do it. Like we make, I say make, but we just ask that everybody camps at the same fucking spot and becomes a part of the same campfire. That way people are forced to interact and because we've had, like last year we had a guy come from Kansas and Nebraska and all these different people, like individuals from all over the country that just came alone. We never met them before.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, they're like close friends. Like Big Will Cody, he came to the camp out and then we partied for the rest of the year together. He stayed at my house like 3 or 4 weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like it's just those kind of bonds that you make around campfires and bike events. You know what I mean? And so when you do these like Giddy Up's a really badass time. Like that's one of my favorite things. But the whole campground spread out. Like you gotta everybody's got their little faction going on in their little area. Well, ours, since it's not as big as Giddy Up or nowhere even close, it's like if you shove it all together and you force everybody to hang out together, then motherfucker, you're gonna make friends. You know what I mean? That's what you kind of doing this for, right? Because there ain't no chicks at our fucking camp out for sure. It's a bunch of wives, dude, and they ain't letting nothing happen. So
it just takes away that, because a lot of people will roll up and it's like immediately like, what do I do now? Like go look at other people's bikes, because there's gonna be a lot of beautiful bikes. There's gonna be bikes you see on Instagram and all kinds of stuff, and go look at them. Go talk to the guy that runs it. I mean, go take it as inspiration for your own bike. That's what you do. You go there and you talk to people, because it's kind of like back in the day at punk rock shows. There was those people that were social butterflies everywhere and would go to shows to meet other people, and it's just stepping over that boundary to be like, hey, like we have common interests. And then you talk, and then finally, pushing them to do that is the hardest thing possible. But that's how easy it is. Just like with Texas Hills, it takes away, like you're kind of forced to, like, because your tent's gonna be right next to another group and there's gonna be a bunch of campfires, but it's all level playing field. Like you don't have a big hill that's blocking it or anything. So just taking away that boundary to where it's like, this is what you do.
Dude, last year Jesse and his chick brought all kinds of snacks.
Dude.
And we were so fucked up drinking. We closed the bar down plus a couple hours. So me and the Houston dudes, like the Pterodactyls, we were coming down there and we were doing Indian chant, right? We were going, hey, 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 hey. Everybody sleep, no campfires, no lights. We're just walking through the thing, right? And then our buddy from up here, Tattoo West, showed up, and he's a wild motherfucker, so he shows up. And then we tripped over his thing, and there was like yogurt in it or something.
I had fucking yogurt in there, dude. I had fucking expensive ass yogurt because I eat like some fucking yogurt because it has probiotics and shit. Shit's good for you. You don't want to die? Eat that shit.
At a camp out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of wondering who buys expensive ass yogurt. Yeah. But I mean, it sounds like
fucking
a solid
people who are
thing.
poor,
Probiotics.
Anyways, so they fucking trip over my shit, I guess, and then I wake up because I hear like rustling and shit.
Yeah.
And then I hear something about, hey man, I'm fucking about to eat this dude's yogurt. And I was like, I pop out of my tent. Dude, don't you fucking touch my yogurt!
What how confused that guy was.
I fucking want yogurt anyways. So then I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So I go and I look in there and one's missing, and then I see there's one on the fucking ground. They opened it and didn't even eat that shit.
No, I ate one.
Oh, you ate one?
Yeah, I ate one.
But imagine how confused that guy probably is. Because in his eyes, he's just like, it's just a thing of yogurt.
His fucking cooler was nowhere near his tent. Like, who does that? Who puts a cooler down the fucking, field?
I don't know. Someone who has a lot of trust in people.
It wasn't that close to your tent, dude.
Yeah, it was.
No, dude.
I think you were just really drunk.
Maybe you just wanted to give people your yogurt.
It was literally right outside my tent. I heard you guys fucking with it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This is the yogurt mystery now, man. He's got to get his probiotics.
But like I said, it sucked because we went so fucking hard that night that it was like
next day sucked.
Next day I was hungover. Mm-hmm. Just wasn't into it. Tried. When you you used to drink, so like when you get fucked up the night before and the next day's the party and you're like, fuck, I'm supposed to be drinking and being that guy again. But, you know, I'm old as fuck now. I can only do it once.
But I was crazy when I was a drinker. So, like, because I would be hungover and then I would, you know, I had thumbtacks on the wall. Like, I had liter bags and I would set up an IV and rehydrate and just fucking, I had sometimes to do epinephrine shots. Like, just, and then deal with my fucking because, I mean, I told you,
really
I was
some
crazy.
More shit, dude.
Yeah. Like, I've been sober. I think I'm 162 days sober. So, but that's I've hangover, like, I would be hungover, but if I was, I mean, shit, that I could I would just, either I had to bring a friend over or something, just sit with an IV. So
you knew how to get rid of the shitty parts of drinking and you decided to stop still?
Yes. So, I mean, it was getting to a point, like, because it's just with anything, like, it's because with sobriety and everything, a lot of people got a lot of demons. And so especially with you know, with me, you know, I've what?
Me at fucking Nitty Gritty. I should have
pretty loaded,
dude. I was going off on all kinds of shit. I was on rants, dude. I think my little camp area was like, go over there if you want to hear Jace talk shit about everybody. I was just on some shit, dude. I talk shit about so many people, and it's like, I kind of meant it, but not really, you know. It's like I was going off. Like this dude has a chopper. I don't know where he's from, but he goes by like CFL Dixon or some shit on Instagram.
Okay.
And he was a cool guy. He was in our campsite, and he was kind of name dropping a lot. And I was just like, fuck that dude, you know.
I'm totally the same guy. I don't know why I get so fucking angry. And like, I'm a short dude, so now this little angry short dude running around that's drunk as piss. So I mean, it's not a good time. And then I go out, like, but my rants will be so outrageous, like I'll just pick shit to fuck with people about.
Yeah.
And like, but it just wasn't a healthy thing. Like, my neighbor would call me because like one time I'd pull, because like I live behind a house in downtown, and so there's like, imagine a front house for the porch. And apparently she called me, and I was hungover as balls, just waking up and then banging on my door and stuff. Come to find out, apparently, like, I pulled into the front driveway because my house is behind hers, and just launched my truck on her front porch and just parked it right there. And then got out and just went up and went to bed.
That's
terrible. So she couldn't get out of her door or anything. Had to climb over the hood of my truck to get out of her house to come wake me up to move it. I mean, thank God it didn't damage my truck at all. But like, literally, I just walked out to this half-cocked
fuck the porch,
F-150. Right? Yeah, that's just like halfway up this porch, and I'm just like, oh shit. Like, then I just moved it back and then just parked it. And it was like, my bad. You know, it didn't went back up.
Man, it's like I said, it was that night was so bad because when I start getting super drunk, like, I just get like all the opinions that I haven't really quite figured out yet. They're there, but they're not like polished yet. They just, hey, I'm like working on my material when I'm drunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they just flow out of there, and half the time they don't make any sense. And
they don't, and you know what I mean? It sucks because it's like, you know, for me, it's like we're doing these podcasts and like just being in the business in general. Like, you know, we have tons of conversations with shops and individuals in the motorcycle industry off the air. And so all these things form ideas in my head. And then next thing you know, you're around a campfire, around a table at bike night, drunk as fuck. And you're just letting all those ideas flow. You know what this motherfucker said? You know what I mean? It's like, and like, it gets weird, you know?
People are fucking harsh, too. Like, because you rub one person wrong, that's you ain't gonna have that friend again. And it kind of sucks if you're just boozed up. Like, that's a shitty excuse to be a shitty person, you know? And then especially, like, with sobriety and everything, I recommend it to anybody. And because, I mean, I lost that level of positivity. Because, like, I was boozing twice a day. And a lot of it was just because of my own fucking demons. Just because of the shit I got to see all the time. And, you know, it catches up to you. And like, my 2017 was probably one of the worst years of my life, and that's, you know, and I went a fucking year like hard, like to where like I'm surprised I'm not fucking dead, and to where I finally had to make a decision. It was November 1st, and then I was just like fucking cut cold turkey. Like, I mean, I'm not one of those guys that'll go to like AA meetings and stuff like that. I mean, I would if let's say I don't want to say relapse because that sounds like it's fucking weird, but like if it became an issue to where I couldn't control it my fucking self, then yeah, I'm full proponent of going to AA and stuff like that.
Dude, I was watching on Netflix. This Joaquin Phoenix movie just came out on Netflix. It has like a skinny Jonah Hill on there, and it's about this dude that was a fucking alcoholic, and he wrecked his car and he became paralyzed, and he goes through this AA thing or whatever. It's an interesting movie based on a true story or whatever.
Yeah. And
I was like, fuck this. I got a six pack and watched it. I'm not about that life yet.
Yeah, like, there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah. It's one of those things, like, if you want to booze up, like, do it. Like, I still have a great time and everything. It's just, unfortunately, my personality, like, it just doesn't work. Cause like, I drink fucking, it was always a fucking Lone Star and a shot of Jameson. And then, like, I'd be like 7 or 8, and like all my friends downtown were bartenders. So like I was rocking these like $12 bar tabs, and I drank a half a bottle of Jameson.
Damn.
So it's like, and then so the accessibility of it was just like, and I'm taking it to the next fucking level. And so it just every day, and then I would be like, okay, go to work, and then like one of my battalion chiefs would be like, you smell like a fucking bar. It's like, yeah, because I had like 8 or 9 fucking Bloody Marys the time before and stopped drinking at like 11 o'clock, and then got up and go to work.
What'd you end up doing, Jesse? Last time you were on here, you were kind of talking about trying to, like, we were talking about drinking a lot.
Oh man,
you still drink a lot?
No, actually, I've cut back a lot, mostly because I'm poor.
I mean, that's a solid reason. Yeah.
No, I just, dude, whenever I drink too much, man, I get too fucking emotional, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I get real self-hate. I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
I'm not talking shit about y'all. I just get real mad at myself about shit, you know.
Start expressing your many layers.
Not this most recent one, but the one before, dude. It's probably the most embarrassing thing I've ever done in my life.
You peel that onion a little bit too deep.
Do you guys know who Cut Rate is, Oliver? From
Yeah.
Cut Rate? So like he's at our campsite, and there's like, who else was there?
Joe
was there. Like just a bunch of motherfuckers I look up to, you know, like cool ass motherfuckers, dude. And I just got hammered, bro. And I was drinking Slow and Low. I don't know if you guys ever had that shit.
I fucking love Slow and Low.
Exactly.
That was my drink of fucking choice.
Yeah.
Like I would.
So that was
trouble.
So I was drinking that shit, man, and fucking like 4 hours after we finished that thing off, I was still drinking beers and shit, and I was like, my chick at the time had pissed me off, and I was just like fucking mad at myself and everything in the world, and it was embarrassing, dude. I was walking around talking about like, I just want to fucking die, man. Nobody fucking cares about me. I can't do shit right. I'm fucking pathetic, you know, like in front of like all these motherfuckers who like are cool and I look up to, you know. It's super embarrassing. So like honestly, I haven't drank liquor since then. I still drink beer occasionally. But I definitely don't drink like I did.
Oh yeah, like Slow and Low gets me in trouble because I mean it's fucking good. It's like it's the best it's like a lazy man's old fashioned because you don't have to fucking.
You don't have to mix it or anything. You just fucking pour this shit in.
You drink a lot or what?
I've been sober now fucking 9 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's way beyond me, dude.
He's on his way, man. He needs help.
No.
Well, it's one of those things. I mean, sometimes it's not for everybody, but I mean, for me, I lost fucking 25 pounds. Like it's crazy what alcohol does to you. But it's like, you know, my personality finally got back to, you know, getting back to who I was, and it's just a way better, like life's way fucking better. So I can pay attention to a lot of stuff. But I mean, I was going fucking hard, and I was going hard for years. Yeah. So that catches up to you, and especially like doing that, like I'd be hungover, then I go into a 48-hour shift, and you know we get fucking slammed for that 48, so now I'm fucked, and then I get off of work, and I know Shiloh Club opens up at 7 a.m. So if it was a bad fucking shift, I was at Shiloh, and then I knew the bartender there, so she's loading me up with double shots.
Like, I guess my biggest question is, what do you do other than drink?
Drink coffee.
What do you like? What's the social?
Oh, yeah, I get what you. So that was the hardest part because a lot of people that talk to me about sobriety, that's their biggest question. Is, you know, because you get so attached to it, like your social interactions revolve around it. A lot of your activities are at bars, and you know you're just like, I don't know what to fucking do, dude. There's a fuck ton of shit you can do. Like I went to a what is it, improv comedy class on a Friday night. You know, like
what I was saying is like this. Like think about this. All of us are sitting at my house on my couch, right?
Yeah.
If we don't have a beer in our hand, that's pretty gay. Put a beer in our hand. There you go.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are times to probably I like hold a beer. Like half the guys know I'm fucking sober, and it's been like all my friends and stuff have been super supportive. Like, cause they'll still try and buy me shots and stuff. I'm like, hey man, I'm still sober, and it's like a fist bump. They're like, okay, cool. But usually, like, I'll just bring a Topo Chico or some shit, and they, okay, well that guy's cool. He's at least drinking a Topo Chico.
It's the answer to everything.
Yeah, it's like literally the biker man's wean off of beer or alcohol. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's just like fuck.
Well, okay, so like, you know, y'all know Austin Todd, right?
Yeah.
Good friend of mine. When we did our Cali trip where he rode with us, he was sober the whole time. And I don't fault him for any of this. This isn't anything bad, but he was sober. Me, my buddy Brad, and Mason, they went with us. We all. It was a really rough ride to get from Monument Valley to Vegas, right? It was a tough one. Like that was when my axle bolt came off. I was running on no axle nut and all that shit. It was when, you know, Austin was on his Sporty and it was overheating, going crazy. So when we got to the Bellagio and we got our bikes put up and we went to that bar and had a beer, it felt good holding that beer up with those dudes going, fuck, we made it to Vegas, man. We rode here.
Yeah, it's a fucking sense of accomplishment.
That's to me like, and I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just saying, like, for me, like those moments with that beer in the hand, like, fuck yeah, dude, we did it. Like that's it's like we fucking just conquered some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I guess that's the alcoholic in me trying to justify all the cool ways of drinking beer.
No,
I feel like that's like an appropriate time to drink.
Yeah.
I think the problem whenever you actually
now if we would have stopped 4 times between Monument Valley and there and had fucking a beer on the side of the road, that's
exactly.
not cool.
So I think the issue is there's a lot of people who just go home and they haven't done anything. They don't deserve it.
Yeah.
You know, and they just drink because they're fucking drinking.
That same year, like, it was a good time because, you know, Mason and Todd ended up going to Born Free, and we continued to go to NorCal. And when me and Brad, we got to fucking this spot in Monterey that we always stay at this hotel, and we went both got our 6-packs because he's a Coors Light guy, and I don't drink that fucking white trash shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got me some Dos Equis like a real man. And we just sat on the beach, man. As gay as it sounds, like I said. We sat on the beach and watched the sun go down drinking a 6-pack, and it was like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
but if we didn't have beer, that should have been gay.
If you would have had some topos, you'd have been all right.
Yeah, like, I see what you're like, because with me, like, because I missed that. Like, that's a huge fucking sacrifice, because I would love, because that's where, like, I tell them, like, there may be one day that I get to it, to where it's like, yeah, I would love to go out and, you know.
Is there a way to do it? Like, I guess I understand why you can't just do one, right? Like, you can't just have one beer here and there, you know what I mean? Or have one night here and there, because I understand now, like, dude, it's like
that turns into
yeah.
I'll say, like, my good buddy Zach said it perfectly. Zach's also sober. He said, like, when it comes to drinking and stuff, don't look at it like that. The one thing you don't need to do is lie to yourself. Like, because if you're gonna have one beer, just don't fucking lie to yourself. If you want to drink, but don't sit there and be like, well, I'll have one. You know, that's not bad.
Yeah.
You're fucking lying to yourself, like it's going to turn into another thing.
That
if you want to do it, do
wins.
it. Yeah. Just don't lie to yourself. Like, if you want to stay sober, stay sober. If you want to drink, then drink. Just don't sit there and lie to yourself saying, well, it's just 2. Or, like, don't sit there making excuses for yourself. And then that's the biggest thing, because people will get lost in that shit. And then you're just back in the same...
Dude, we have a little chat between all of us, and the guys go to the bike night and stuff, and we always fuck with each other. Remember when I was doing that? Like, hey, dude, I'm going to try to go sober for a while.
And you're like,
and I was
1 day sober.
1 day sober.
Yeah.
3 days sober. And then, like, after, like, 10 days, 1 day sober.
Didn't even make it 10 days, dude.
Yeah. I just 10 days was my limit.
Like, I bounced around it for months, and then finally, just November 1st, and I can honestly say my life took a huge fucking turn. So, yeah, but I was boozing bad. And, you know, it's just the best thing it could. I mean, I recommend it to people that have similar situations or anything, because where the line is I figured out that I wasn't drinking to have a good time. I was drinking to fill a void. And then that's where I was getting lost. And then when I get drunk, you know, that's when all the monsters come out. And it's like, you can't live that lifestyle every fucking day. Because, you know, I work 4896s, so I work 2 days on, 4 days off. And those 4 days off, that's all I was fucking doing. And that's a lot of time to you know, that's a lot of possibility for, you know, a bad situation.
What I've noticed about myself, and the entire time I've been in the motorcycle industry, I've always had another vice outside of motorcycles, right? Because this job is very, you're very connected to the customers 24/7, right? Mm-hmm. You know, like, it isn't like Walmart never closes. It isn't like the normal business where it closes and then, like, you don't hear from them.
Yeah.
Like, I'll get a text message at 12 o'clock at night sometimes, or, you know, sometimes they're in a bad mood. They're like, hey man, I thought you were gonna, you know, be done with my bike now, or what, you know, whatever the shit is, right? Yeah. So for me, like, I used to play golf. Remember, I used to play golf like a lot, and when I was playing golf, I didn't give a fuck about anything else. I was like playing golf, you know what I mean? This is where I'm at. It's where my head's at. So it was a great escape from the stresses of working on bikes, you know what I mean, or being in this industry.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while, it's a badass video game is out, and I'm into this, you know what I mean? I'm working, I go home, I turn my phone off, and I'm on the video game. I'm doing this shit. Fuck everybody else, right?
Yeah.
And then over the last couple of years, it's just because when I was in my bike club, that's what really transitioned the vice to be motorcycles, like doing motorcycles, and then that turned into like going and just having beers with people and shit like that. And so it's like, I don't know, like I want to try to do some other stuff too, to start like being more, you know, have other things to do that isn't motorcycle related, because I do feel like I kind of put too much motorcycle shit in my life sometimes, you know what I mean? And it gets a little bit overwhelming, and that's why those really heavy opinions come out all the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
with anything in repetition too, I mean, you're gonna get burnt out.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we were talking about it a couple casts ago, to where it's just like, once it becomes your job, you start losing that passion to work on it, because it's just like you do the same shit over and over and over. You know, we weren't meant to do the same shit over and over and over. You know, eventually our minds are gonna be like, what else can I fucking do? And that's the happy balance that you have to try and play.
How could, like, now knowing that you're sober, like, how do you have this like party vibe of a brand
Fuck, I don't know. Probably shouldn't have said that. No, nah, fuck, dude. I still do dumbass shit. Like, so the whole thing coming up before all this, I was in the oil field all the way through.
Yeah.
So the whole thing was you just work all day, get fucking shit housed at night, wake up next morning, go back to work, throw up out the fucking man basket, and then fucking keep on going and get shit housed again. You just do it all the time.
Yeah.
And so once I got sober, I realized I still did the same stupid shit. I just wasn't violent.
Yeah.
So that's just how it transpired. Then all my fucking friends are just get wasted all the time too. So I mean that helps out. Like fucking my partner in it, Steve, he's like, anytime you need something, like you need a guy to be fucking just shithouse, he's the one for you. You need a guy to be fucking loaded. There he is. He's coming in the door. Like, so I mean it works out for sure, but it hadn't inhibited me on anything. But like I said,
yeah, I wouldn't say that it's a crutch or anything. I just wonder, like, being around all the party atmosphere of everything. Like,
when I first got sober, it was really weird, but like now it's just like normal.
Yeah.
So you just get used to it. The one thing though, like with chicks, it's not so much. Don't really bother me, but fucking like, you lose your fucking patience quick when a motherfucker's like fucking wait. Like at Giddy Up, there's this fucking guy. I hope he listens to this shit. I fucking hate him. He kept coming up to me wanting to buy a fucking shirt, and I said, okay, cool, dude, here it is. You know, he goes, oh man, it's the best you can do. It's like, motherfucker. He goes, what kind of deal you cut? I said, yeah, full fucking retail. Like, leave me alone. Like, he kept coming up, and he comes back, he spilled shit on his shirt. And he's like, hey man, I spilled some on my shirt. You think you can cut me a discount? I go, no. Then he came back again later. Hey man, so what's the deal with the shirts? And finally he said, what's the deal on 2? I said, 2 for 40. He goes, that's full fucking retail. I go, yeah, man. I said, I'm trying to fucking make money out here, you know? And then finally it came down to, all right, dude, I'll do this and I'll give you a fucking sticker. Just don't fucking come back. All right, man, cool. And fucking left. But like dudes, I lose my fucking shit on. I get so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Like when guys are like that. Like just.
Yeah, like pushy as fuck.
Well, yeah, when they get wasted and like come over, you'll have a lot of dudes. Like when we were in a Southern Throwdown last year, we were up there and this one dude would not quit telling me how much Houston and Dallas hates each other, but we're cool in his book. Just repeatedly, just kept going on and telling me how.
He was on one of those J scrapes.
Dude, this dude kept coming up and like he'd come up to me.
But you're cool.
Yeah, he kept coming up and goes, man, dude, fucking Houston, huh? He goes, we fucking hate y'all up here. But I tell you what, brother, I'm gonna buy some new shit because you're fucking cool. I was like, thanks, dude. And then he'd come back later and just same fucking conversation again and again and again and just kept going. He's like, we're gonna ride together. I said, yeah, man, fucking hit me up, dude. That's cool.
We're gonna be fucking friends,
Yeah.
dude.
And he was acting like he was gonna put him in like
it was
like he was gonna put him in like a weird spot. Like he's like, man, I ain't gonna be able to tell my friends, but you know what? Fuck, I'm gonna tell my friends. It's just like, all right, dude.
What?
Fucking stuff. This dude was old, dude. He's like 40s, you know.
Yeah.
But
That's crazy.
That's wild,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
There's so much shit between the cities too. Like it's, have you heard of the phrases? Do you guys know what your guys' are? What Houston says about Dallas?
No.
Keep Dallas pretentious, and then Austin is keep Austin weird, and then it's keep Houston hood. And those are like the 3 different ones.
I'm sorry, what does pretentious mean?
Like,
Pronounce it, motherfucker.
I guess bougie. Like,
Oh, yeah, we definitely are that.
Yeah, because you fucking, what's that one? It starts with a
Like
C.
better than?
Yeah.
Cocky.
No, like I was going off in one of the cities.
Oh.
Like Colby or something. Like it's over off of West Dallas. But it's like one of those
Cereal is
towns where
definitely
you
not pretentious.
Yeah. No.
do what?
Colleyville or some shit?
No,
or?
it's like a short. But you walk in there and everything's like, it just looks like that type of town. Like,
Frisco?
No. What?
Getting closer.
Yeah, Frisco.
I don't
Plano?
know what the fucking.
Cedar-
What are we talking
Cedar-
about right now?
So some suburb of Dallas. I don't know.
Cedar
So
Springs?
that
That's the gay part of
saying
town.
is specifically attacking that one suburb.
No, it's Dallas.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
yeah.
so fuck
Well,
all.
Dallas is pretty weird though. Like, there's no lie. Like, you know, Dallas is a weird thing.
Dallas is kind of trashy too.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Dallas, you know,
And in certain
all
parts, like
all these
Depot.
cities have colleges right in the center of them, and it's all
Yeah.
kind of based around one. Like, we have SMU just north of downtown. Then Austin has, you know, that one, UT Austin, and then San Antonio, SA. What do y'all have? Fucking
U of H.
Prairie View or some shit.
Yeah.
No, Prairie View's not Prairie View.
I want to make clear though
U of
that
H.
I'm not dogging on Dallas. I love Dallas. It's
Yeah.
cool. I'm just it's all in good fun type of shit.
He's that guy.
Yeah, he's crawfishing now.
Nah, man, get out, bro.
Because I'm gonna get a bunch of messages like "fuck you," I'm from Dallas. Like, no,
Dude,
man. It's
I
all good.
don't think that anybody.
Welcome to Dallas.
I feel like there's no Dallas pride. Like, there's nothing that we have other than football, which we haven't won a football game in fucking, you know, it's crazy because my grandparents, I remember the house that they live in now, the day we moved in was on or I was helping them move in was the day that the Cowboys won the last Super Bowl, or the 93 Super Bowl. And I remember moving in and the Super Bowl was on and shit. And I was like, oh shit, they've been in that house for almost 30 years. You know what I mean? So it's like, Dallas doesn't really have anything, like, we don't have a music scene or culture that's like extensive like Houston has. It really broke out into the mainstream of, you know, the world.
Yeah.
We don't really have that Austin kind of, you know, appeal to it with the terrain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they're gluten-free foods.
Yeah, the oddities.
The oddities.
Yeah.
We're really just like the the most basic bitch of cities here in Texas. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we're just a city, dude. Like I'm not trying to be anything special.
A big ass city though.
Yeah,
So.
Dallas is a pretty good size. I mean, it's weird because we have Dallas and Fort Worth, so it makes it feel bigger as opposed to like. There's been a couple of times I've been driving around Houston. I'm like, holy shit, this place is pretty fucking big. Mm-hmm. And y'all are like one of the top 5 largest cities in America, right?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. It's big.
Weird.
It's super big. I mean, it takes me 2 hours to drive across Houston. So
that's great. You know what's really crazy about all the homies I'm taking out to LA when we do this trip, and I was telling them, I was like, man, if you're in Ventura, right, and you want to just head home, like we're headed home from Ventura, right? From the moment you hit like country roads, like feeling like you're in the country, I mean, you're almost like Indo, right, on 10. That's like driving from fucking Dallas to San Antonio of just city. Mm-hmm. And I try to put that in perspective for people all the time. It's like, dude, it's like so concentrated.
Yeah, you'll be at like a fucking red light in California, and then there will be a sign right there that says like now leaving so-and-so county, and then you'll be going to the next one.
Well, it's just a continuous city. Like there's not a lot of there's not a lot of country.
Because that's how Houston's pretty much set up. It just keeps getting bigger.
Each city was like, a couple miles apart, and then they all just kind of grew into each other.
That's kind of what it's becoming like going from Houston to Galveston. It feels like it's starting to thicken up, so it feels like you're just still in the suburbs all the way down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When before, it's like, fuck, you'd go through some like Texas City and shit, it'd be like fields.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and especially like lane splitting needs to be fucking legal.
Dude.
Because, riding in Houston, holy shit.
Every city in Texas has traffic problems. And, like we have a huge market for motorcycling. If they would legalize lane splitting here in Texas, promote it for a year or two on, the NTTA or whatever the fuck, Texas Transportation, whatever the fuck it's called.
TxDOT. Yeah.
So if they do all that shit and they promote it, it's like, man, like it could build so much culture and industry here for motorcycling because more people will start riding bikes as a commuting process, find love for motorcycles and want to pursue it more on a personal level than just the business of riding to and from work.
Yeah, and like riding in Houston, you have to have to use the shoulders because you're gonna be stuck in traffic for fucking hours.
Yeah.
Because I mean we're way overpopulated right now, and it's just if there's traffic, everything's under construction, like it sucks. So like
are y'all getting bombarded with toll roads like we did up here?
Yep.
So, that shit's so ridiculous.
Yeah, they're turning everything into fucking toll roads. And
it's like they'll go down and do construction on a road for fucking 4 years to add one lane, and that lane you have to pay for.
Yeah,
it's like what the fuck, dude.
That's why on one of my bikes I got a license plate. From
If I ever go to jail anytime soon, it's going to be because of tolls.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, dude, do what I did. I found a license plate in a ditch, and now that's on one of my bikes, and that's my toll road buster. So like it's some Virginia license plate that isn't even. I think registration was in 2012.
Nice.
So then I just roll that on one of my bikes, and then I'll go use the beltway and everything, so they can't fucking charge me. Or I'm sure some guy in Virginia is getting all kinds of fucking pictures of me.
Yeah, he's like, fuck.
Yeah, this fucking guy.
Yeah, that part sucks, man. But if Texas would kind of get on board, I thought it was really dope that Utah did. It's like fucking Utah of all the goddamn states that have like multiple cities. Utah has like one big city.
I think it's accountability, because definitely whatever politician, whatever makes lane splitting legal, whatever his competition is going to do is going to pin every single fatality from lane splitting on that guy, whoever made that thing.
And I'm like, dude, hey, motherfuckers got to die, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's purely like it's so.
That's how you make a living.
Yeah, I mean I do. I got fucking God bless catastrophe tattooed on my chest because it's literally I make a living out of other people's catastrophes. So, but I mean, in a whole nutshell over the lane splitting, like I guarantee you that's the fucking reason because no one wants to because they will be pinned for every single fatality caused by lane splitting.
But there's got to be
because they're the person that made it legal.
I don't know, like it's one of those things. It's one of those like dark ways of humor, I guess. Is for me, it's like. Those kind of things are a part of our lives. Like people wreck, people die. Hopefully it's not one of my friends or hopefully it's not one of the friends of people listening, but it happens.
Yeah.
I've been riding bikes for almost 20 years now. I've had a lot of people I know pass, you know what I mean? And it sucks, but they usually die from, either getting plowed from behind or T-boning a car or some shit, all those kind of crazy things. It's never like lane splitting, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like people. The one thing I realize is people fucking die.
I think somebody said it best. It's like it's not so much lane splitting that needs to be. It's just filtering. That would be easier. Like say you're at a stop, then you can filter to the front, or you're at a light, especially in like suburb areas where they don't have as many lanes as like, you know, a busy street. So you only got like 3 lanes or 2 lanes, and you can just filter to the front of that and get through it. It alleviates so much traffic.
Yeah, and they're definitely like a couple years of like public education, because if you just straight up legalize lane splitting, that's a lot of salty people on the road, and you know, because everyone feels privileged as fuck, and they don't want to see some guy on a motorcycle passing them and, you know, getting to where he needs to go because he's gonna get there before me, you know, and then you're gonna have people, you know, swerving, opening doors, stuff like that, and people can, I mean, I'm sure it happens in California. So yeah, I mean, you see videos of it all the time.
I mean, you see like occasionally, but man, like every time I'm out there, they just move. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
But there's also like when I would lane split in Cali, I'm lane splitting at a level that's a lot more conscious of it. When I have homies out there that are just balls to the wall blazing down, like they move, I'm like, I'm going to make sure they move first. You know what I mean?
Like the Houston drivers, like they're super salty. Like that, for the longest time, I carried fucking marbles in my pockets. Because I mean, if we start going and someone does some dumbass shit, then you just kind of roll in front of them to throw a marble over your shoulder, and that'll get their attention real quick. So it's like you kind of have to do that in that environment. Yeah. But I mean, that's level of, like, just educating the public to be like, you can fucking kill someone if you act like that, just over your own animosity towards someone just getting there first.
Yeah.
So it's not really worth it.
Yeah, it just sucks, man. But yeah, it'd be nice to see some changes, and I think that if they did that, man, it would bring a lot of like industry, like motorcycle industry. I think a lot of those companies in Cali would move here.
Oh yeah.
Because they would have more of a brick and mortar store that would sell, because the motorcycle culture here would grow so exponentially, and plus, you know, logistics of being here in Texas, it's easy to ship anywhere.
Hell yeah, like bring it. Turn us into a little Texas-Cali. Like, I mean, a lot of people are moving over here.
Keep the taxes down. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Like, don't abuse it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So what's up, man? What do you got plans for, you know, HellBent? Like, what's all the ideas other than adding on some service and customizing and shit?
Fuck, that's it. Just more or less just grow it as a business and as a brand, to where we can start putting in more stuff, get involved, to where we can legitimately like help people in the community, whether or not just give them a place to hang out, but to where we can, whether it be start sponsoring dudes that are doing some cool shit, and reach out to people to where you can actually like say, hey man, we like what you're doing, here's the actual, we're gonna get you actual parts, get you this, give you shit like this that you can actually use and need, and just help contribute that way and give people, you know,
fucked up, all the damn vloggers are gonna hit you up, be like, look, dude.
Yeah, well, no, we got like, I got like a lot of dudes have reached out to me that we've like, the one time, you know, the internet works, like my homie Jesse from Dynamic out in California and stuff like that, we met through him, just DM me one day, and hey man, you want to trade fucking shirts? And next thing you know, I go to Born Free, hey man, you want to stay at my house? Yeah, and there you go, and all this shit, and we're hanging out, and then next thing you know, we fly him out for Giddy Up, we fly him out for our grand opening, he came to Southern Throwdown with us, and then like next week we're going to Laughlin, so he's actually in New Zealand while we're in there, but our buddies from Spokane, they're coming down to meet us there in Laughlin, and then we're going to go from there to San Diego and go to Six Flags all together and fuck around, do dumb shit.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff like that. And it's just the whole way to bring it to where we can get it to where it's a big functioning like company, where it's still just us and our friends and doing shit, but helping each other out and helping the culture, not doing this big box shit where all of a sudden we're only doing the same, you know, Chinese company A, B, C, and D, where it's just re-stamped this. Like a lot of stuff I've tied in with guys, smaller dudes, where I've reached out to them. They're doing stuff, making stuff like Eric and all them, where they're making hard parts. So that's saying, hey guy, would you want to do something on consignment, or we could get something set up to where we can start putting your stuff in the store, to where people are coming in seeing not the same shit that you see everywhere else, to where it's something made. And that's the cool thing with bikes. People are passionate about it and they want to take pride in it, so they want to like, oh wait, this was made by this guy down here, fuck yeah, let me have that, versus, oh cool, this is Chinese kid number 6.
You also become like an educator of the culture, like, you know, you're kind of able to educate people and kind of push people in a more positive direction in the motorcycle industry. Yeah, you know, and yeah, that's cool. And then like, man, like that's really cool about having friends all over the country to be able to make traveling. Yeah, like it feels like even though you're traveling, you're in a very foreign place. It's like, fuck, your boys are there, so now it's just like it's just a new club.
Yeah, exactly. You get there, you know everywhere to go, how to get there. You don't have to worry about any of the tourist shit or anything like that, and you just show up. And like I said, every dude that we've ever met through that like platform, it's you get there and you've been talking, you know, 6 months right before you ever actually meet, so it feels like you know them, and you get out there and you just click, and it's just like I said, you're just with your boys, and it's day one of meeting the dude and stuff like that. And so it's just cool like that, and definitely just help promote, and like one of us eats, all of us eats type thing. So we want to start trying to bring more Houston guys in and get them involved, where we can have like an outlet where they can all do their own specialties and bring it all together.
It's cool, like especially with Houston, like if you can build it all and maintain a very healthy relationship, because I think what kind of plagued us up here in Dallas, and I'm not trying to like throw any shade any kind of way, but like we all kind of are, you know, we kind of all have our own little, like, I don't know what the right word would be, like our own thing going on, and then sometimes it, you know, it's like it doesn't mesh very well with the other sets. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like it segregated everything, which sucks. You know what I mean? Like, we're not proud of that, but you know, it is weird. It's hard. I don't know. I think it's more of a pride thing is between, you know, myself and the other guys involved and things like that. But it's weird. You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
I don't. Like I said, I don't want to say anything bad because it's not necessarily them or me. It's just like a weird thing that, you know, like when a lot of people are doing the same thing in the city, it becomes like, well, we want to do it this way, and we want to do it this way, and then you get the separation, and then that separation, you know, kind of fuels certain people's. You know, to guys like me that does this shit all the time, like it's kind of small fries, you know what I'm saying? But to the friends that we have on both sides of the fence, it's like it's the drama that gives them purpose, I guess you'd say. So they get all super stoked about feeling like they're a part of some team or another, and it kind of sucks, you know what I mean? But yeah, if you can keep the city fucking like together and working on the same goal, you know what I mean? That's the thing. I'm just not a fan of like rewarding people for mediocrity when it comes to doing motorcycle shit. Like I'm not a fan of, I'm not saying I'm not a fan of like people getting together and doing rides, because a lot of people here in Dallas do a lot of rides and it's pretty cool, but you know, like I want to push people to ride harder and do more and be more about this life. So it's like I don't want to be like, hey man, congratulations, you went and got coffee today on your motorcycle. Here's a fucking star. You know what I mean? Like, no, man. Like, dude, like, let's do some real shit, man. Tell your wife you can't come home tonight. Let's go fucking ride somewhere in camp. Ride across town. Let's go meet some new people. Like, do something more on your bike. And you know, like I said, it's cool that anybody rides a bike, but I want to see people do more, push themselves more to do more things that may be out of their comfort zone, because they'll find real reasons to stay in motorcycling that way, as opposed to like, oh, well, I'm getting tired of the Starbucks run. I'm getting tired of the brewery run and all these things. It's just, there's not a lot of substance to those things, man. It's like they're weekend trips. You know what I mean? Like, you need to do some real shit with some real friends to find out if these guys that you're fucking spending all this time with, they're like legit dudes and you click, you know?
Yeah.
So
there was something you had said on a podcast a while ago, I remember, because you were talking about, like, I think it was this year, you said, because the whole thing when you're trying to plan that stuff is once you start planning, everyone says, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do that. But then you said, okay, let's set a time to do it. And then next thing you know, a month's gone by and you still haven't done it. So now, like, if it's, like you said, if it's functional, or if you can do it and say, you know what, fuck it, let's go to Dallas. All right, fuck it, we're going tomorrow. And then fucking everybody meets up and just goes, versus saying, hey, dude, in, you know, May, we're going to plan this. And then next thing you know, everybody's dropped out because it gives people time. So if you make it happen, I started doing that with a lot of my buddies, where we'll just call up on Saturday or Sunday, say, hey, dude, let's fucking bomb up the Austin. Hey, let's just do this, and just, all right, 3 out of 4 can go, fuck it, let's do it, and let's go. Well, shit breaks down.
When you plan things, I mean, trust me, there's a place to plan things and there's a place not to. But when you plan things, you set up expectations, right? And then for like a host of that planned event, you find yourself being this guy that's trying to make sure everybody else is having a great time, as opposed to we're like, hey dudes, let's meet up, let's go ride to Austin, we're in Austin, hey man, you gotta go to work tomorrow? Nah man, well fuck dude, let's just stay here. All right man, I'm gonna call my wife, let her know. Cool, I'm gonna let mine know. Fuck, well, we're gonna crash with these guys we just rode with today, we're gonna keep partying with them. That shit's fun. That's a great story. That becomes friends. Now they're gonna come to Dallas and we're gonna party with them. They're gonna stay at my house too, you know what I mean? But sometimes, those fucking like, hey, let's just do this, you know what I mean, are the best fucking times, because you don't know what to expect. You didn't play it out in your head for 2 months. And what happens with a lot of people is anxiety kicks in, and the fucking fear of like, man, I don't know if I want to go. I don't know these people that well. I don't really want to, you know, some people that aren't as social or whatever. But if you just fucking that jump in and, you know, jump off the cliff kind of thing, it's like you get more out of it sometimes for certain types of personalities.
Like, I'm pretty cut and dry, because I mean, it's just giving the people the opportunity, but like, especially with the bike nights and everything, it's like you have to be like, well, now it's up to you what you're going to do with it. Like, and then that's how there's certain individuals, because everyone's different. There's different chemical compositions all over the board. Like, some people have mechanical aptitude, some people are more adventurous than most. And typically, like, the people that we would get along with more, that adventurous spirit, to where it's just like, fuck it, all right, let's just go over to New Mexico, like, we'll ride to Albuquerque, you know. And we got 2 hours notice, just load up the fucking sissy bar and let's go. Like, those types, but it's different, giving them that opportunity. What?
My air compressor for my airbrush,
But I cut it out to where it's just like, I'll give you this opportunity, and what you do with it is what you do with it. And then, we can develop some gnarly friendships out of it. But, having that anxiety over, man, I got to please this person. I got to, how do I kind of switch this up so this person's happy and stuff like that, especially being a host of something. I mean, drive me
that's what's
crazy.
Also good is like sometimes when you do those impromptu type situations, you're not going to get 20 people that are going to show up. You might not even get 10 or 5, but those 2 or 3 dudes that show up, man, like you can have a way more no homo intimate experience of doing this type of motorcycling event with them, to where you do shit that has a lot more meaning to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just making memories, man.
Yeah,
that's what it's about.
Like that I think that shit's fun. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, me and Brad, plenty of times, one of my other homeboys, he doesn't ride as much as he used to, but we used to like do shit like that all the time. Like, I remember I hit him up, it was 1 o'clock one day, like Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue was going on in Fayetteville. I was like, hey, let's go to Fayetteville tonight. He's like, where are we staying? I was like, I don't fucking know, dude. So I put on Instagram, I was like, I'm going to, we're going to Fayetteville. We left at 7 p.m. You know what I mean? Because I was already in North Dallas chilling at a Harley dealership waiting on him, because he lives on this side of town. So he shows up at 7 o'clock after he got through all the traffic to get to the other side of Dallas, and then we're heading up there. And because I put it online, some dude that I know was like, hey man, I'm on my way up there too. I got a hotel room. So like, fuck it. We just rode with him and stayed in his hotel room. Fucking had a blast. And it was just like that. Like, it wasn't planned. We didn't plan it on Monday. We weren't even planning on going, but it's like, it was like, fuck it, let's just do it and figure it out. And I was telling my guys in the group, I was like, hey, let's do a trip to Big Bend. Let's just go west, go hit like Fort Stockton, I think is what it is, or something like that.
Sure.
Out there, and just do like a Big Bend loop, right?
Yeah.
Let's not plan anything. Just plan the day we're leaving and plan the day we're coming home. And let's just figure it out. Let's just figure out where we're going to stay. Let's stop where we want to stop. Let's do what we want to do. And like, not feel like this, when you do the big trips, it does feel like you have obligations a lot to, oh man, like we got to get to this place tonight because we have a hotel or a campsite or this, when it's like, and you pass up a lot of cool shit on the side of the highway or off the beaten path that you just don't have time to go to. So but yeah, like I said, it's weird because I like to live a little bit spontaneous like that, and I know a lot of people can't, but I guess the other thing that I'm not very sympathetic about is the people that are like, I got kids, I got a job, I got this, dude, like a lot of people have those things. It really does kind of, some people's jobs are set up in a way they can't, right? Completely understood, you know what I mean? But then you got those guys that go in at 9 o'clock and they can't stay out past 9 o'clock because they're just kind of, special like that. It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah, they got comfortable.
We got homies that come to the bike night from 30, 40 miles away that have to be at work at 6 a.m. and they stay till 12. It's just like that one night they're making a sacrifice for the things they want to do. You know what I mean? It's like, if you really want to do something, you'll fucking make that sacrifice. Hell, if you was like single and trying to bang that chick, you'll stay up till 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So think about it like you're trying to bang us, man.
Yeah. God damn. Everything just kept taking a turn. Yeah. Back to that same place.
What are you trying to say, dude?
Huh?
What?
I've already said it, dude. I was done. Period.
Come out or something?
If you want to bang bitches, come out to bike night on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I was trying to say.
Yeah, that's the punchline I was looking for.
The good thing about our bike night is like it just is the area that makes it fun, because there's so much people watching in Deep Ellum.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, homeless people, hot chicks, ugly chicks, disgusting chicks,
weird dudes,
weird guys,
frat boys.
Yep.
So you got an assortment down in Deep Ellum.
Oh man, it's like,
well, when you sit in one spot long enough, you see it all. It's just like when you're moving around with the traffic, you don't see it all.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's a good time.
Yeah, we'll be there tonight.
Our dude, man, our buddy Matt has been doing these memes like felt cute, so and so and so.
Yeah.
And so one of our guys, you'll probably meet him tonight. His name's Jaden, right? This dude's he's a fucking legend in our bike night, right? We got legends. You want to tell the story?
No, go for it.
Okay, so basically it was like last summer. We had a fucking there's a bunch of people out, right? And it's Deep Ellum, man. There's tweakers, there's everything down there, right? And this dude was tweaked the fuck out of his mind, and he kind of like slapped one of the dudes that was on a bike at a light down the street from the bike night. So the dude, for some reason, instead of like confronting him there, loops back around and comes back to us, and then waits for the guy to show up here to start the drama. Right?
Well, what happened? What I thought happened, or what I was under the impression of, was the guy was at the red light, and it was him and his buddy. They were about to leave, And then this homeless dude was telling him to like rev his shit.
He wasn't
up.
even homeless. He was a tweaked out dude.
Or
His chick was
whatever,
with
you know.
him.
Whatever. The dude was skitzed out.
Yeah.
Anyways, he was like, rev your shit up, bro. You know, and he wouldn't do it. So the guy got pissed and went over there and slapped him on the helmet. Well, then the dude fucking like busted a bitch. I guess because he didn't want to just park right there, you know. And I guess he busted a bitch and then came back over to where we were all at. And then the dude walks over there, and then he starts talking mad shit, you know.
I had to get this dude balls. There's like 30 of us.
Yeah. There's a fuckload of us.
He's like, fuck you, fuck this, like telling everybody. And me, like, you know, like I'm walking up, like trying to calm him down because it's Deep Ellum. Like shit goes down there sometimes, and we don't want to ruin our little bike night spot. And this, like, we don't want to fucking. I'm not saying that we would jump this dude, but you know how like when you're like about to fight people and like something goes off, like if he would have swung on my brother or one of my friends, like I see red and everybody just whoops his ass.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of like one of those deals sometimes. Yeah. It's not like, hey, let's make a circle. We're gonna fight club this one. You know what I mean? Oh man, like we're gonna stomp this dude. You know. And so he comes back, and I'm trying to calm him down. He's like, man, just go away, man. This is not a good situation for you to be in. Blah blah blah. And he just kept. Jesse like went off on a rant on him, like got you said you were just kind of like fucking with him though, like
oh dude, I fucking was like yelling and screaming. I slapped myself in the face.
Oh nice.
And I was like, I was telling him to hit me.
Shock and awe.
Because I was like fucking hit me.
He
and
knocks
leave.
himself out before the fight.
No, I was like, dude, hit me or leave, blah, 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 you know, and the dude just wouldn't leave. So like we had tried everything. So I figured like I would just come at him like as crazy as he's coming at us.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll fuck off. You know?
So I'm standing like, this is no bullshit, real stuff. I'm standing like I'm really good at the punching bag machine. Real fucking good. Solid, dude. I fucking throw some numbers on
there. This is proven.
You actually print the receipts for those numbers.
Yeah.
Usually I would talk shit, but I saw it.
They're like time slips for the fucking track, man. I got fucking. I'm the one. So like I'm kind of positioning myself like if I gotta fucking like cold cock this dude, I'm gonna do it like the punching bag machine, right?
Well, please tell me you're like just stand right here, like turn your head at this certain spot.
So and I was thinking like, okay, I'm not gonna fucking swing out because I'm the one trying to talk him down, but at the same time, like I see him, he wants to swing on somebody.
Yeah.
So like I'm thinking, okay, if I see him start to move on somebody, I'm just gonna catch him, right? Mm-hmm. And so then our buddy Jaden, you know, he's got a Dixon flannel on, and I see him walk behind him. And he takes it off, unbuttons it.
Oh, at least he's taking care of his Dixon, you know?
He folds the motherfucker and sits on his bike. And then he just kind of like, he's just like chilling. He's like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this.
I was still bitching at this guy at this time. Like, me and him were still going back and forth.
He just comes up from behind and grabs him and suplexes this motherfucker behind.
Shit.
Bro.
Dude.
Skull hit the fucking pavement, and you could feel that shit in your feet from fucking 20 feet away, dude.
Damn.
And so, like, Jaden, after that was over, he was pretty crunk about it, but at the same time, he was like, man, I think I killed that guy.
And that guy,
the guy left, right? Chick left.
The guy popped right back up. Like, he fucking popped right back up and was gone for like
a while.
For like 10, 20 minutes almost, and we thought it was the end of it. And then here he comes again, dude. Fucking right back. He comes back, he's like, fucking forgot my. What did he forget? His glasses? Or something?
He took his shirt off.
He was like, I forgot my shirt or whatever. So he's grabbing his shirt or something, and he starts walking away, and then
he turns around and goes.
He turns around and he goes, I'm right here when you drop me, bro. He's like trying to get us to come back. I'm right here when you drop me, bro.
It was a crazy night, but that's just one of our bike nights.
Hey, that sounds great.
We have crazy shit like that all the time. It's not necessarily violent every time, but it's like crazy.
Dude,
shit.
You remember that time? You know, we got scooter. Y'all have scooters super bad down in Houston. The little pay to scooter thing.
The birds or whatever they are.
Yeah, because I know we tried the bicycle thing, but people ended up stealing them and
our homeless population now are mobile.
We do that
too. but the scooter thing is the big thing now. We don't have we have those bird bikes now here and there, but they're very small. But the fucking scooters are ridiculous. So on the concrete on the path, like a lot of scooters will come hauling ass down there. They're supposed to ride them in the street. Mm-hmm. But on the fucking scooter, when you do the thing, it says keep them on the sidewalk. Yeah. So it's kind of like a fucked situation for the rider. So they zoom up and down the sidewalks, and these sidewalks are full of people walking around. And remember the time that chick walked out of the Twilight? It's a bar right next door to the one we're at?
Yeah, so there's a bar literally right next to where we were drinking, and we're all sitting on the patio.
This dude fucking nails this chick, right?
Plows
into her. She's bleeding on her fucking face.
Oh, shit.
And the dude that's with her is just like I don't know what to do with my hands.
Non-reactive. All right, so like, yeah, he's just.
At least he didn't just slap himself in the face.
Like, this dude's fucking hauling ass or whatever, and then he passes by us, and we're like, yo, that guy's gonna hit somebody for sure. And right whenever we say that,
someone's like, oh,
this chick comes walking out. You know, she's holding her boyfriend's hand. And the fucking dude just comes straight for this chick, and I'm like, oh shit, look, and then bam, fucking nails her, man.
And then the worst thing is that all of us are like, hit that motherfucker.
So it's like a 2.5-3 minute ordeal where this chick's on the ground and the dude's not even picking his chick up. Like, the chick's just on the fucking ground, the other dude's getting up, and
he's like, you gonna hit me or what,
yeah,
bro?
The dude who hit the chick is literally standing there waiting to get hit.
Yeah.
Like, he's not even saying shit. He's just like, you know, making a face like, when's it coming? You know,
and then
go. The other guy's standing there, man. He's frozen. His chick's finally getting up, and we're all sitting there like, fucking hit him! You know, like, and the dude didn't do shit, man. And he just fucking grabbed his chick or whatever, and they walked off. And then the guy got back on the scooter and, you know, dipped out. And I'm just like, dude, what kind of shitty social justice did I just witness? Like.
It wasn't a
fucking
Me Too
hit that
yeah.
guy. Hit that fucking dude. He's not going to learn from this.
Yeah.
You know
I mean, it was white on white, so it would have been no backlash whatsoever. Dude, y'all see that story about that fucking white dude that, like, cold clocked that black chick in Deep Ellum?
No.
Like, beat the shit out of her.
What the hell's going on with Deep Ellum, man?
Dude,
Deep Ellum's fucking party,
yeah.
dude. It was crazy, dude. What sucks is, like, I don't even know the whole story, so I don't really want to talk about it too much, but it was, like, you watch the video of it, and it's like, fuck, dude, like, regardless of race or whatever, like, that's a chick, dude. Like, you don't fucking... This dude was winding up on her and shit. Bad. And supposedly there was all kinds of crazy shit. Like, she threw something at his car and did this and did that.
Yeah, I'm sure there's more to the story.
There's more to the story, but
I'm
still,
sure he
man,
was
like...
at the end of his rope.
Yeah.
Not defending him.
Yeah.
Not defending him. I'm just saying, like, I'm sure he's probably already a violent person. I mean, obviously, he's willing to do that. But
yeah, I don't know, man. That just wasn't cool, man. Like... like I said, I was telling you earlier, like, I don't like watching people get their ass kicked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like...
Yeah, whenever I see videos of somebody getting, like, taken advantage of, like, beat the shit out of, like, when they're getting jumped or something, like, I get frustrated as fuck.
Yeah.
I guess for me, when it comes to the race thing and shit, because I have kids that are mixed and shit, like, I don't want them to feel like they have to pick a side of their heritage. You know what I mean? Like, what's a more righteous side? Like, I feel like...
Now we're covering racism, so we got all three of them in this podcast. I think everyone should just follow Jesse's approach and just start slapping themselves in the face.
Yeah, man.
You hit my car? Hit me again, bitch.
Just a lot of face
Dude, it really
long.
deters a lot of shit.
Yeah.
People do not fuck with you. If you're already hitting yourself, because they're just
you
like...
just pull your clothes off like that one.
The guy that pulls his pants down.
That would be the tip of the iceberg, man. I'm like, yeah, check it out. Here's my dick and my hands. You know what I mean?
I mean, that'll
eyes up here, dude. But yeah, it's a I don't know, man. Like, Deep Ellum's a good place like that. I mean, we have a very variety. Like, it's the gritty, edgy part of town, like where all the punk rock type shit, the skateboarder kind of vibe. But it's also like getting really uptowned right now. Like, big money's coming in and buying all the old gritty bars and turn them into neon lights and shit.
Yeah, so we're seeing the friction of these separate lifestyles trying to fight against each other.
Yeah, we got the same thing going on for East Downtown. Like, they bought up everything, and then it was a ghetto, like, what, 3 or 4 years ago. They just started regentrifying down there.
Yeah, once we were standing out in front of the shop, we saw an old woman roller skate, not rollerblade, roller skate by in like 80s attire, and then she was in her 60s. I go, there goes the neighborhood, bud. Yeah. Gentrified.
Yeah.
Gentrification button.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's crazy.
It's what's happening. But like the area that the shop's at, I mean, they opened up they just had a grand opening for a skate shop like shit a month ago, 2 months ago.
No, well, down there, down there they got Beantooth, and further down it's like, I think 713 or something like that, and then right there on Harrisburg they have that whole outdoor skate park now, where it's this whole cement skate park behind this big graffiti warehouse where
nice.
Like, there's no fence or anything. You just go over there and fucking skate.
That's how it should be. I don't even think Dallas has we in the suburbs, we got a couple of skate parks. Like the one down the street from here, it's a Midlothian. It's like it's like a skate park, but it doesn't have a fucking like half pipe. It just has like one mini ramp. You know what I mean? And it's like, I want to work on my shit, dude. Like, I can't push up one side every time. You know, I want to get some momentum going and shit. So
I mean, shit, we just got the nation's largest outdoor skate park up on Kirkendall. Hell yeah, over in North Houston. Like, it's huge. Like, Louisville trumps. It's probably twice as big as Louisville, Kentucky. So it's a pretty gnarly little park they got up there.
What was the one in Louisville, Kentucky called?
I think it was just Louisville Skate Park.
Oh, okay.
But because when I was in St. Louis, we went out there all the fucking time. Because that's the one that has the full roundabout. The big ass
the barrel thing.
Yeah, the barrel. So it had that one. Outdoor skate park. It was right under Wrigley Field.
That's definitely got a waiver.
Oh hell yeah! God, we went to that park all the time, and I forgot which one. One time we stayed at a hotel, and I think we were 16 or 17. And we were one of those stupid kids because we would stop in Indiana because fireworks were illegal in Illinois. So we would go through Indiana to get there, so we would just buy a shit ton of fucking fireworks and shit, and then take all that to Louisville skate park. So we were those shit kids with what are those fucking things called?
Roman candles.
Roman candles. Yeah. Fucking skating around the park with Roman candles.
Every white trash.
Fucking shooting all these little kids and stuff. It was fucking horrible.
I had a fucking one of those little trailers for the fucking things I would have. I would do it racially for everyone because all the white people were buying the same shit, fucking Roman candles and M80s and shit or whatever.
Yeah. I was all about them black cats, man, all day long.
They're only cool when you light up all of them.
Yeah, the whole thing, and then you're just there's $20 for these fucking black cats.
As an adult, I've never bought fireworks and never will.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there something behind that, or?
No, it's just the biggest waste of money I've ever seen in my life.
You are lighting your money on fire, but you blow shit up.
Yeah, I just okay, cool. Everybody's like, hey man, we're gonna go pop fireworks. I'm like, how old are you? Is that a thing? That's what grown-ups do?
Not only that, when you get done as an adult doing it, you gotta sweep up the fucking street or just get a fucking shitty letter from your neighbor.
Yeah.
Whatever.
True that.
I go buy sparklers. You get your money's worth there, you know what I mean?
You tape them all together, the electrical tape, and light the one and blow the whole thing.
Yeah.
Make sure you got a beer when you light it. Otherwise,
I don't know.
Gay.
I don't know. There's weird shit like that I just never got the grasp on. Plus, they're not cheap. That's a fucking you remember? I don't know. For me, I used to think of things that costed money. When I was younger in my 20s dating, I'm like, okay, bowling costs too much money to go on a date with.
Mm-hmm.
That's come on, dude.
Not even fun, dude.
Can't eat you're looking at the time fuck, I can't afford another hour. We're in the middle of this frame here. It's what the fuck is going on? Same thing with fireworks. Is you just find some dude that has a lot of stupid money. He's like, hey man, there's a party at Joe Bob's house and he's busting fireworks. I'm like, cool, because y'all motherfuckers can play with his fireworks. I'm not bringing nothing. I'll bring a 12-pack or some shit,
Mm-hmm. I was always that guy. I was like, let's see what happens if we wrap this in duct tape. And then just making all kinds of fucking bombs and all this crazy shit out of fireworks.
I guess because also I'm there's a little bitch in me that doesn't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
So I was never the kid lighting shit on fire and holding fireworks in my hands and shit.
I did that.
I definitely was that guy.
Yeah, I was that guy too.
I was throwing fucking
1 in 4 kid, maybe.
I ain't missing a finger, so I didn't make the greatest decisions growing up.
All.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
All digits.
He's super young still, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, you got some time,
Plenty of time, dude.
I'll be your support system.
23.
Let's get this done.
What's up?
Let's start a new trend.
Well, shit, man. Is that it? What are we doing?
Texas Hill Cycle Show. It's going to be May 31st and June 1st. So this giveaway bike is going to be huge. So I just it's one of those.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah. Because it's one of those. $20 can get you a bike, get you an FX, especially an FXR, and so everything's going towards the next giveaway bike and the next giveaway bike. So just HellBentCrew.com to stop by it, and Texas Hills is going to be May 31st. So camping, everything.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
What's the Instagram for HellBent?
HellBent_crew.
Okay.
Just make sure you send all your nudes there, and we'll make you famous.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Girls only. Well, guys too. We don't post that shit too.
Anyway, so I know what to do now.
Yeah.
You want a free shirt? Send some dick pic.
All right, guys. Well, shit. Let's go to bike night and stuff.
All right. Cool.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I had a great time. It was good to just let loose a little bit and just talk a little shit. Always a good time. Thank you, HellBent Crew, for coming through and, sharing some of your history with us, right? You guys go check out our sponsors, man. John Jessup, Dream Rides. Check him out on Instagram, Dream Rides John, as well as go check out that website, teamdreamrides.com, and get that Fast Life code at the end to catch you 10% off. If you're in the Bay Area or anywhere up in NorCal, man, go check him out. He's right there in Stockton, California. Got a lot of in-house things he does, and, he's got it all right there for you. I also want to thank my boy Mark at Texas Performance MC. He's doing his best, keeping up with the high demand for this type of work that he does here in Texas, and he's killing it. So, get in line, hit him up, let him know you heard about him on the podcast, let him know that you're ready to get your bike dialed in, and he's the guy for it. So check him out. Also want to thank Paint Huffer Metal Flake, and don't forget about that new flake dropping. Either it already has or it's about to, that square vintage flake in pale gold and silver to, you know, like I said, mimic the old 1970 style metal flake. Man, Paint Huffer's just taking it. They're just going back into it, man. They're doing all that crazy shit, right? My dude, I love him. I also want to thank Kevin over at Big Bear Performance, man. Really looking forward to the long, you know, year ahead of working with this guy and seeing what we can build together with this performance bagger scene. It's going to be a great time, and I'm super excited about getting that suspension on my bike. You guys go check it out, bigbearperformance.com, as well as you can always call in and talk to him at 909-478-7788. Talk to Kevin directly and let him tell you why Olin suspension is the way to go on your performance Harley Davidson. I also want to thank you guys for checking us out, man. Don't forget to follow our Instagram page, The Fast Life Podcast. If you're interested in my paint work, you can follow me at The Fast Life Garage. And if you just want to see really, really great selfies of me, you can go to my Fast Life Jace page. There you go. Anyway, don't forget to check out our Patreon. It's where it's where you can contribute to this podcast and making it grow and making it bigger and making it stay around forever. The Fast Life, or fastlifegarage.com. Check it out. Front page, really easy to set up, really easy to donate. And it's going to me so I can keep doing motorcycle shit with all you motorcycle guys. So thank you all for the support, and we'll see you again before this camp out for sure. I got some more planned for you this month. So you guys have a great Easter weekend. I don't think I'll talk to you before Easter, but if not, you know, have fun with all that.